Hello and welcome to week 5 of the Shadow Isles Conference. I, as you know, and Darren Mark Haynes win, and here for the first time on the casting desk, we have my former ADC, former GRLCS Plat Cap champion, Boosted Asian.
Thank you so much, Mark Haynes. I'm so happy to be here. I'm really happy you invited me to be here.
Yeah, I've personally requested him to cast today as who was it? Somebody couldn't make it. I think it was Vid, and he asked Legion to cover, or Oath, the usual color caster, and I said no. This week, I want Boosted Asian on the desk, and we are so excited. But first off, before we get into today's matches, let's highlight them real quick. So the first match of the day is going to be Goliath Esports Armored versus MSU JV. Now, Goliath Esports Armored has yet to get a win in the GRLCS. They've only taken one game out of the 4 matches that they've played. And MSU JV, they just came off the back of a pretty good win in week 4. Now, the next match of the day is going to be the 2 undefeated teams. It's Team Krugs versus EXT. Now, this is the most exciting matchup in the Shadow Isles Conference, as I feel like these 2 teams are just at the top of the conference. Now, we'll have to see how these 2 teams match up against each other, but last week, I believe my color caster, Austin, said that he gives the edge to Team Krug. So we'll have to see if his prediction holds true. In our last game of the day, we're going to see Sensei Squad Diamond against No Name 5. Both of these teams in the middle of standings looking to get out of groups. Will they be lucky enough, though? We will see. But before we get into today's matchups, we'll go ahead and do a tier list of all the Diamond teams. Not just Shadow Isles, but including Blessed Isles as well. So before the cast today, we are going to do our D tier, C tier, and B tier. And then after the cast, actually, how about during every break, maybe? No, nobody's going to actually watch that. I don't think anybody's going to watch that. So we'll do D tier, C tier, and B tier before we begin the 3-game cast. And then afterwards, let's do A tier, S tier.
All right.
All right, so out of all these teams in both Blessed Isles and Shadow Isles, who do you think belongs in D tier?
I think Goliath and Purple and Black, personally, just because they haven't won anything yet. They've yet to proven themselves. You know, they're still bottom of the barrel. They haven't climbed to where, like, I guess where they want to be or they think they would be, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with the standings. They haven't won a single game. Arguably, Perp and Black has a harder group than Goliath Esports Armored, but at the same time, Perp and Black has looked pretty good in some of their showings, but you can't really put them any higher than D tier just because they haven't won a single game. I don't know if they've even taken a single game out of all the matches. Yeah, I don't think they've taken a game out of the series either, so it's been pretty tough for them, but they've had some pretty exciting games on stream. So definitely a D tier for me. Perp and Black, Goliath Esports Armored for sure. What do you think about MSU JV?
MSU JV, you know, because they've won, you know, maybe one-ish, they belong in C tier. They can still keep going, you know.
Interesting. The problem is, if we move them up to C tier, what is the threshold for C tier teams, you know, because we have Peter Time, Georgian Gromp, Sensei Squad, No Name 5, teams like that are more towards the middle of the standings, and MSU JV has lost to, I don't know, like Sensei Squad Diamond. I think they beat No Name 5, I want to say. Actually, let me check. I can check this real quick. But
well, just based off of results and how in D tier, how those teams in D tier haven't won anything, I think it's a little bit unfair to group teams that have at least won something in the same, you know.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, No Name 5 is about in the middle of the standings, and MSU JV took off a game, took the series against them last week. So maybe, yeah, we'll put MSU JV at the C tier. So D tier, we'll move on from D tier. So that was Perp and Black and Goliath Esports are now C tier. MSU JV, obviously, that we just talked about. You know, we're about to see their game. They've had some pretty interesting team compositions. I'm looking at their team composition right now. We'll see it later, but it's, again, a pretty interesting composition. So they're lacking a lot of team cohesion that would really push them towards the middle of the standings and potentially get them a playoff spot. So it's going to be pretty difficult for them to move into this later half of the split with the second round of the round robin. But again, they have the easier conference out of the two conferences, Blessed Isles and Shadow Isles. So maybe they could pull out some few upset victories and get their way out, as they've already picked up a win against No Name 5.
All right.
So other C tier teams, what's your take?
Let's see. Peter Time, maybe George and Gromp, maybe?
Yeah, I would say I would agree with that. Peter Time, they haven't really impressed me so far. I'm trying to even remember any of their players. I've been casting them for weeks, and they don't have any memorable players.
So would you put them like as average or like a little bit below average?
I would say a little bit below. I think C tier is the right place to put them, along with George and Gromp. George and Gromp, Peter Time, kind of about on the same level, I would say. I think they played each other pretty recently as well, and it was a really close game. So I would say they're about the same level. It's probably a coin toss on the given day to see which team takes the win between those two. So I would put them in the C tier as well as MSU JV. But Sensei Squad Diamond, where do you think they belong? As a Sensei Squad player yourself, you have to choose your words very carefully, because we obviously can't put them any higher than B tier. Yeah. Do you think they belong in B tier, or do you think they belong in C tier?
I would say it's so close. It's so close to being like in between that you can even make an argument for like a C plus or like a B minus.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't say they're not there yet. They're so close. I think their teamwork needs to come together, and like once they really get their things going, I would even potentially put them in A tier, like maybe in the second half once they start winning games potentially. But for now, it's kind of like they're kind of stuck in like BC limbo.
BC limbo. So we can make a special tier for Sensei Squad Diamond, the Sensei Squad Diamond tier, the C plus tier. So C plus for Sensei Squad Diamond. Honestly, I think a lot of their problems lie in the draft. Classic JP drafting, like losing lanes in an early game jungler just doesn't work out sometimes. I know especially some of the players on Sensei Squad Diamond, some of the carries especially like to draft towards those later game scaling.
Yeah.
And the meta is shifting towards kind of that later game scaling. So maybe it'll work out for them in the later half of the split, especially as they trend more towards tanks. But I know personally that JP is not a tank player. Water Bear in the jungle. He likes to play the carry. Yeah, he likes being the carry. He likes making the plays. So this tank jungle kind of style thing might not work out for him, but maybe he can get his hands on some more of the early game meta junglers such as Lee Sin, Gragas, Elise. Yeah. So if he can do that, then possibly he could win the early game for his team and just kind of get carried the rest of the game.
All right, yeah.
So I honestly think all Sensei Squad Diamond is completely reliant on their team captain, Sensei.
To drag them to the finish line?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
The halfway.
Yeah, so that was our C plus tier. We can do B tier right before we do the cast. So B tier for me, I would say Dog with Hat Gang, without a doubt. They are a solid B tier team.
I also agree.
Yeah, beating George and Gromp, Peter Time, Perp and Black, but losing to the top teams in the conference, Return of the Millsticks and Gecko Slammer Armageddon. They kind of match up well against them, but not well enough. I see possibly in the future, in the second half of the round robin, that they can take games off of Gecko Slammer and Return of the Mill. Actually, I don't know about Return of the Millsticks. Return of the Millsticks is like S tier,
Yeah.
But definitely Gecko Slammer Armageddon. They could possibly force a tiebreaker scenario against them and maybe get a higher seed into playoffs that way. But from Conference B, do you think No Name 5, Team Krugs, do you think they belong B tier? I guess we'll start with No Name 5. So where exactly do you place No Name 5?
I might put them over Sensei Squad, so they would be like maybe the definitive B tier.
Yeah.
Just because I don't think too highly of No Name 5, but like I think Sensei Squad's shortcomings really like drags them down just a bit, and that's so that's why I would put No Name 5.
So No Name 5 just a little bit above. Now I would agree. No Name 5. I actually think they play Sensei Squad Diamond today, so we'll get to see who wins between the two, and maybe
see if like our predictions.
See if our tier list is correct. It could be an upset on any given day, but I feel like our tier list should be solid.
And if we end up being wrong, then like Sensei Squad is just gonna end up calling us out. Like,
I'm okay with that. So No Name 5, the B tier, along with Dog with Hat Gang. Team Krugs and EXT are both undefeated now in Group B, but so if
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll take a quick break. We'll from our tier list. We'll get into the first game of the day. It's going to be Goliath Esports Armored against who is this? MSU JV. Let me center that for the viewers too. There you go, guys. Anything for our beautiful viewers out there. But let's go and introduce the teams. On the blue side, we have Goliath Esports Armored. On top lane, we have Kiyohime on Mordekaiser. In the jungle, HCO Risk on his signature Nunu in Willip. In the mid lane, Key of Light 09 on Fizz. In the bot lane, Fishcake and Silverhammer on Ashe and Morgana.
And on red team, we have MSU Bears. Their top laner is Dodd the Bomb. Their jungler is Arcade Raven. Their mid laner is Demola. Their AD carry is Changeling 23. And their support is Fenrir 05.
Okay, and automatically on this MSU JV squad, I've casted them some. I recognize some of these names, but not all of these names, I want to say. Like, Dodd the Bomb, I think he's a sub for sure. I want to say I recognize Changeling Fenrir, but maybe not Arcade Raven. I don't know. This is a pretty... It looks like a new roster to me. It looks like they had some scheduling issues this week, perhaps to sub in some players, but I could be definitely wrong. But let's go and talk about some of these matchups real quick. So right off the bat, we see the Set jungle. Now, what's your take on Set jungle?
I think he's good. I think you can play very aggressive, like if you would want to invade, and how, like, your side laners, I think, should have prio, so it's very okay for you to invade and perhaps try and set the Nunu behind. I think overall, MSU's team drafting is kind of weak because they lack, they lack engage. Like, all you want to do is you're going to wait for, like, say, Nunu to, like, snowball into you. You're a counter engage, because with Set, you're just going to take, Nunu or Mordekaiser, and you're just going to, like, slam dunk them into, like, back into the enemy team.
Absolutely. I fully agree with you that they have a counter engage like team, but I also see that they have some of the pick potential, with the Aphelios ultimate.
The Gravidom.
The Gravidom, and then the Nami bubble and the tidal wave possibly, as well as, Vel'Koz just absolutely does insane damage with his full combo, so you could pick any single target off. The problem is Morgana spell shield. It's gonna block. In theory, it should block it every time. But Kiyome already looking for some pretty aggressive trading on the Dodd the Bomb. That's a lot of damage on him. He's gonna have to use some of those corrupting potions to heal himself up.
Oh, here comes Nunu.
Yeah, here comes HCO Risk, his signature early gank.
Some summoners.
Yep. He's gonna have to flash after the ignite was burned, and so he doesn't have barrier or flash anymore. I expect to see a return gank from the Nunu. I mean, in theory. Now, we can talk about some of the players on Goliath Esports Armored. Now, Silverhammer, a veteran of the GRLCS, I think he's missed playoffs for many splits now. Silverhammer, we like to meme him a lot in the community. He's had a more quiet presence in the community this split. What do you think he brings to the team?
Personally, I do think, since he is a veteran, I think he does bring, veteran experience, whether that be it, like, dominance. He can bring dominance in lane with, like, Ashe Morgana, or perhaps, like, a shot calling.
Yep, Arcane Raven can spot him out. This is the aggressive set that we were talking about. Key of Light goes in, but there's a double knockup from the Mola. He's headed out. HCO Risk gets the smite. But yeah, here comes Kiyohime. First blood already to MSU JV, and the rest of Goliath Esports Armored forced to back away.
Just beautiful team play by MSU Bears. Like I said, having the wave priority means that you can get there faster whenever your jungler is willing to fight, and because it's Set versus Nunu, that it's very easy to win, and I'm expecting to see more and more of this.
Yeah, but there's already an all-in the top lane, it looks like. Dodd the Bomb has flash available, and he doesn't even have to use it. The Wraiths follow him and seal the deal. So the double cloth armor pickup from Kiyohime. He's gonna have to TP back, grab the entire top wave. Dodd the Bomb, though, he's gonna have a really big advantage. So he's not gonna have to burn his TP here as he's pushing in the wave. He's gonna get to back. Probably picks up components of his Phage. I think York builds Black Cleaver, right? I want to say it's a black, maybe Triforce. Maybe Triforce.
It depends. It's possible he might even go both. I've seen both, but
Okay, so he picks up the Sheen, so it's either a Triforce or an Iceborne Gauntlet. So Iceborne Gauntlet seems a little unlikely, just because he's going to want to kind of side lane the whole time.
And he's going to want to win, like, say, the split pushing game against Mordekaiser.
Yeah, because Mordekaiser is going to be an excellent team fight, and York just doesn't bring as much to these team fights, so the Triforce will definitely bring him a little bit more of this 1v1 side laning power, but the Iceborne Gauntlet, if he should fall behind, it will provide him a little bit more team fight presence, which he might need, as the composition of MSG, as we said before, isn't super great team fight wise, but they have a lot of tools to be able to win in terms of picks and side laning through the York, who's already gotten himself ahead.
Okay.
So now, first dragon in the game is going to be the Ocean Dragon. Neither jungler really looking for it so far. We can see that Arcade Raven has already gotten his first back off. It's going to be the Cinder Hulk set, the most popular set jungle build. I think it's the only viable set jungle build. I guess you could technically build the Warrior, but it's not super great. I expect him to go, the bombing Cinder, the Cinder Hulk item into Triforce, actually. It'll be a slower build for him, and kind of synergizing well with his carries, Aphelios.
Yeah, he needs to be the one to just go in there, so he's gonna be tanking everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And
the Death Realm.
Yeah, he's already thrown to the Death Realm. Dub the Bomb has nowhere to go. Here comes Arcade Raven, though. He misses
the E.
Yeah, he misses the E, and Arcade Raven just forced to walk away. That was kind of embarrassing. Yep.
Now Dud the Bomb's gonna have to maybe TP back, or he's just gonna have to play really safe. Since Kiyohime doesn't have any summoners, he doesn't have any way to get on him and maybe kill him. Here we have Nunu doing the dragon.
Yeah, he's already on the dragon. That's going to be first dragon in the game. It doesn't look like the other team knows, so HCO is just going to be able to pick this one up. But he's taking a lot of damage. We have to keep in mind that the Ocean Dragon also slows, so he can't really go anywhere if he should get chased. But here comes the flank. Yeah, he's been in the top lane for quite some time.
Flashies?
Yeah, he's gonna get away, but the ultimate from the Maiden's doing so much damage. Kiyohime gonna get taken down. Arcade Raven picks up his first kill of the game. Oh yeah, some really nice trading here. So both of us as bot laners, let's go and talk about this bot lane matchup. So we have the Aphelios Nami versus Ashe Morgana. So what's your take on this match? Wait, hold on. I think Arcade Raven's looking for something. He's waiting right here. The sweeping lens is here. Let's follow him real quick. But wait, HCO Risk in the bot lane. Here comes the real gank right now. Changeling forced the flash. HCO Risk picks up a turret shot, but it's not gonna hurt him too much. Anyway, okay, we have some time to breathe right now. Let's talk about this bot lane matchup.
Personally, I prefer Goliath Esports bot lane, just because it is more aggressive, and it has the ability to.
I think it's just gonna be some light training. Just keep going. He's not gonna get all in right now.
They have both of their champions in the bot lane can engage, and it's not conditional. Like with Aphelios, you do need the Gravitum. With Nami, you do need the Wave and Bubble. But like it's very like, it's very like cock blocked by Black Shield. So, in a sense that Goliath Esports bot lane really holds all the cards in terms of, hey, I'm going to fight you, and there's really nothing you can do about it, because you're gonna fight whenever I say you are, and then whenever you want to fight, I can easily just say no and just walk away.
Yeah, and that's pretty difficult for the MSG bot lane, just because they don't have any tools really to disengage fully from the engage, especially the Ashe here or the. So now that Silverhammer and Fishcake are level
Death Realm,
yeah, just 1 second. The Death Realm has been triggered. The bomb's gonna flash away. Kiyohime might get the solo kill right here, and he finds it. So let's go back to this bot lane. A little bit of hype in the top lane, but back to the bot lane. So this binding might land. So if a binding lands, that's gonna be changed into the Ashe Arrow or Ashe Arrow in the binding. It doesn't really matter which order, but you can see that Changeling and Fenrir don't really have a ton of options to disengage from. You have the Nami bubble, you have the Tidal Wave, but guess what? Spell Shield's gonna block all of that. So Fishcake can kind of just walk forward and auto endlessly, especially now that Changeling doesn't have Flash. HCORS in the bot lane right now, he's probably gonna look for a play. We can see that he doesn't have any jungle camps up right now, so he has no other option other than go. But here comes the Lifeform Disintegration Ray Cube.
Barely
Oh my goodness, that was so close. Oh wow. So we haven't talked about this mid lane matchup too much, but Fizz versus Vel'Koz. Fizz is obviously going to be hurting a bit. It's a melee into range. It's just natural. It doesn't seem like Key of Light has found the moments in the matchup where he's actually able to kind of abuse the fact that he has a really strong all-in, especially in the Vel'Koz. We saw that the barrier and flash was burned really early into the matchup, so it was really surprising that
you're really hoping for like a return.
Hoping for a return gank or maybe just an all-in from the Fizz, but we didn't end up getting it. So now Key of Light finds himself about 20 CS down an item at this point. He's kind of hurting in this matchup quite a bit. We'll see how much he really adds to a team fight compared to the Vel'Koz, but in theory, it's not going to be much more, if even anything. Oh, Kiyome finds himself in a pretty bad spot. But
here comes a snowball.
Yeah, it's going to go into the wall right now. Key of Light going to find the dunk, and HCO Risk picks up the kill. Rift Trail might be on the eyes of them, however.
Scuttle Crab seem to be going for it.
Yeah, Scuttle Crab already picked up by Arcade Raven, who's going to back right now. He actually doesn't get the blue buff over to his mid lane. That's a pretty interesting move. I don't think Nunu needs the blue buff that much. And Key of Light kind of just getting pushed on the turret over and over. He could use up the wave clear, from his the cooldown reduction, the mana. It could help him a bit, but something we didn't get to touch on. So Changeling actually first item picked up Berserker Grease. So as an ADC, what's your take on Berserker Grease first item on Aphelios?
Definitely not a bad item. When it comes to lanes like those where they all they want to do is really poke you out with skill shots or like try and potentially get an all-in, boots will really help you survive. I personally think it's underrated, since a lot of people would just like straight up try and buy they would buy long swords to try and get into their call fields for their Essence Reaver, and they might end up dying for it. So overall, I think this is a pretty okay buy.
Yeah, we can see that second dragon of the game is going to be the Mountain Dragon. Arcade Raven already in the area, clearing some vision, but HCO Risk is there as well. He gets spotted out by the Vision Ward, placed by the bot lane, and they're trying to bait this fight out, it looks like. We can see that Demola has the mid lane priority right now, so he can head over to the fight should he need to.
Keep in mind that Mordekaiser does have TP, while Dud the Bomb does not.
Yeah, Dud the Bomb's going to have to try to keep him under tower. He doesn't have any CC to actually keep him in the top lane, so Kiyome will be TPing no matter what. It's just a matter of how much health he comes with, basically. But Dud the Bomb actually going to head down to the dragon. It looks like he's rotating all the way down. He knows he doesn't have TP. This is a really smart rotation. He's going to spot out the ward, but it looks like Arcade Raven going to head back off of the dragon instead. So that means that the bomb just going to head back up to the top lane. HCR is possibly looking for a gank now in the bot lane, but he's going to get spotted out by that ward right now. So yeah, vision going to be cleared out in the Mountain Dragon pit for a bit, but Morgana? It looks like all members of MSU Bears are kind of grouping right now. They're kind of looking for something potentially. Oh, they're just grouping for the Scuttle Crab. Yeah, this is really smart. They deny the Scuttle Crab from the Nunu, who pretty much has the guaranteed smite consume. He gets the Scuttle Crab for sure. So forcing it off with the entire team is pretty good.
Glad Esports needs to get some wave priority in the mid lane or the bot lane, just so they can try and force MSU Bears to react and get vision of their own.
Yeah, the problem is HCO Risk just backs over here and waiting in the bush. He might get caught out here. Ash Arrow is available, but here comes Changeling putting out a lot of damage.
The ulti comes out.
Yeah, the Ancient Arrow already coming out. The tidal wave actually flashed over by Silverhammer. He's going to get the Soul Shackle stun, but it's not going to be enough. That's the
Moonlight Vigil comes out.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage already. And now nothing will happen except some summoner spells exchange. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Kiyome goes onto him. Red team's going to secure the dragon, but here comes the fight. Flash away already from the Mola. And keep your eyes on set. He's not going to do any damage. Going to use the ulti, but get taken down anyway. Does the bomb flashes away. But here comes Kiyome looking for the second solo kill of the game, and he finds it. Meanwhile, Demola getting engaged onto by the jungler and mid laner of Goliath Esports. He runs to the safety of his turrets. Here comes Changeling. They could turn this one. HCO is tanking the turret. Demola goes golden. Here comes the absolute zero, not doing enough damage, but they find the shutdown onto HCO Risk, and it's gonna be a 2-for-2 for both teams.
It's a very bloody fight by both teams. We got Arcade Raven dying, and we also got HCO Risk dying under tower. We also got a solo kill in the top lane. So, personally, would you say I think blue team wins out on this one.
I mean, we can look at the gold. It's dead even. I guess
Well,
in terms of momentum, we could say blue team kind of wins out as Changeling loses out on quite a bit of CS as he's fighting in. Fishcake actually gets to push in the wave and get some more experience. He's going to get a pretty favorable back as well, the Blade of the Rune King. We can see that Silverhammer is opting to go straight for the Zanya's Hourglass, picking up the Fiendish Codex already, and has the Moe boots. So bot lane of Goliath Esports is really strong right now, but everything else on the map for jungle, I would say, and mid lane for MSU are looking pretty good in their respective matchups. Top lane is hurting quite a bit, but he's just waiting for the Trinity Force power spike. Once he finds that, I fully expect him to be able to kind of pop off in this matchup.
Personally, I do think that Goliath Esports did win out just because, in my opinion, early dragons don't really mean much as the one that has the soul, because they don't stack, so it's like a minimal effect. What really matters is like trying to get your items, and because Mord is winning out, he's getting his items compared to Yorick, who's already having a tough time. He doesn't have Trinity compared to Leandri's. And then Ash already has Bork, and
yeah, just a second. Channel Krista Arrow comes out. Changeling walking back now, still has the flash available. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, Rift Herald is the duel. Here comes Arcade Raven, finds the set ultimate, but he's gonna take a lot of damage. The Haymaker comes out. Now Dud the Bomb gonna get taken down, goes solo. HCO Risk falls to the life form disintegration rate. Kiyohime on the chase right now, but has nowhere to go. Arcade Raven is still up, can contest the Rift Herald, but Kiyovite looking for the play right now. He goes on Demola. Demola doesn't find the knockup. Arcade Raven trying to find some damage. He's on the run. Kiyovite, with the support of Kiyohime, is coming in right now. Red buff doing some damage. Flash forward with the claw. Throws him into the death realm. He's going to take a lot of damage from the passive. Going to get knocked up, but shut down onto Demola. Now Arcade Raven on the run, running to his turret. Not going to find the hammer for now, but that's a really great pick for Goliath Esports Armored and potentially the Rift Herald now.
it doesn't seem like they're opting to go for Rift Herald. Fizz is going to go back and shove the wave since he's dead, since Vel'Koz is dead, and he's going to try and catch up on CS and money. And right now, I think blue team is slowly starting to... The victory is starting to slowly, slide over to them eventually.
Yeah. And this is it's slowly, we have to keep in mind, it's very slowly. The gold lead right now is just 100 in favor of them. But we're kind of looking at composition-wise right now, moving into the mid-game, moving into these later power spikes, and it seems like Goliath Esports Armored has a lot of tools in their composition to kind of just be able to force these fights and win these outright. Key of Light actually not falling too far behind. He has 4 assists. I want to take a look at the gold right now since we have a little bit of time.
He's only down by only 900-ish.
Yeah, about 900. Not too far behind, but here comes the gank in the top lane. Gonna get stopped by the cage. I like that quite a bit. Dud the Bomb on the run. HCRS gonna find the root. Gonna get yoinked back by Kiyohime. Doesn't have the flash. Dud the Bomb gonna fall so slowly. Who gets the kill? It's Kiyohime, who's on a rampage. 4-2 on the Mordekaiser so far.
Once again, just dying in lane and delaying your items.
Yeah, Demola actually doesn't get the knockup. He eats a full combo from the Biz and pops the barrier. Now, they can see that on the top side of the map, HCORS has already started the Rift Herald. He's sitting on top of a ward, but it seems like Arcade Raven opts to just play for the Dragon instead. It's going to be Infernal Dragon, so potentially looking to get some of those Dragon stacks, as you've been saying. It's more important to stack these later Dragons than getting some of these earlier Dragons. So since this is going to be a first Infernal Dragon, he has the potential to turn that into multiple Infernal Dragons and potentially the Dragon Soul.
Very good for his team since he's tanking, since he's building tank, everyone else is going to opt for damage. Having more bonus AD and AP is going to be really good for his team, such as scaling in the later part of the game.
I absolutely believe that this later Rift Herald, since it's 19 minutes pretty much, and he's dropping the Rift Herald right now, it's not as significant, really.
Compared to, pre-14 minutes.
Yeah, pre-14-minute Rift Herald where you get the turret plays, because that's really all the Rift Herald is ideal for, getting those early turret plates. So whenever you get it so late, especially first Rift Herald of the game so late, it doesn't do as much. Now they open up the map a little bit. First tower of the game and second tower of the game goes to Goliath Esports Armored in the top lane and the mid lane. So Kiyome is actually just destroying this matchup. Dud the Bomb really struggling to find his Trinity Force. It's been a really long time, honestly. He's been sitting on these components for quite a while.
It's almost 20 minutes.
Yeah, and he doesn't have the Trinity Force. It's kind of hurting him a bit in this matchup. I want to say he hasn't been really able to find anything other than the first solo kill. Even Arcade Raven kind of paying a lot of attention to his lane right now, trying to save him, but not too lucky. Here comes the Channel Crystal Arrow binding onto the Nami. This is picture perfect right now. They find the knockup, flash away from Changeling, but they pick up Fenrir anyway. We can see that Silver Hammer goes golden. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Kiyome throws Arcade Raven into the Death Realm. He's on the run, trying to save some time. Now, Dud the Bomb gonna do some damage, but Goaty Cake flashes forward and back. Now, Changeling gets taken down. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Kiyome goes unstoppable as he picks up the first kill. Kiyome actually with the Proto Belt, styling on him, finds the second kill, and that's 4 kills over to Goliath Esports Armored.
This game is slowly getting out of control for MSU Bears. Even though you have the Dragon, even though your team is handily good at scaling, you're kind of wasting away, your future. You're inting away all these kills potentially, and you're giving them.
Yeah, there's another kill that's gonna get into the way right now. Kiyome, HCO Risk, and Key of Light are here. Key of Light picks up his second kill of the game. Now pretty strong. Ari has the Proto Belt power spike. This is all he's been waiting for.
I fully expect almost every single objective to now go Goliath Esports' way, just because to me, it seems like if you lose a team fight as blue team, this is a ridiculous concept. You should never lose like a team fight as you are right now. Your top laner is hard outscaling theirs right now. You're a whole item up over them. And your Fizz is starting to come online now. It doesn't matter how much abuse he's faced, like I'd say 15-ish, now that he's 1.5 items, and he's caught up to Vel'Koz nearly in terms of items, I think. How much is the gold lead right now?
Let's see. Vel'Koz, just the personal gold lead is 4.5k.
Oh, he's even ahead in gold.
Yeah, he's ahead in gold now, so he's completely caught up to the Vel'Koz. It doesn't matter if he has that CS lead, because he's doing really well in terms of KDA. Now, he's moving into top side. I really like what Goliath Esports Armored is doing. They know that Kiyome has the TP in the bot lane. It's kind of forcing the bot lane of MSU Bears to just stay and defend against the Mordekaiser. Nobody with TP is really matching him, so that means so much pressure is going over Goliath Esports Armored in the top lane, because MSU Bears just have to cede control because they know that the Mordekaiser has TP, and it's going to be a 5v3 at best for them.
And if they send Yorick down there, it's going to be the same old song and dance where he's just going to end up getting pushed under tower, potentially killed because he can't fight back.
This is a really big problem right now for MSU Bears. It's going to be really difficult for them to solve this one as well. But they kind of just need to find one pick, anything to get back in the game. If they can find a really great pick into a team fight, the Baron's theirs. They could win out this game potentially after getting a turning point Baron, but right now they're 4.5k gold down. It's a pretty difficult game for them at this point, but it's not completely over. And we have to talk about our tier list beforehand. So we ranked MSU JV a whole tier above Goliath Esports Armored. Now we can go back. The tier list isn't finalized. Okay, we're watching this game. Goliath Esports Armored actually looking pretty good against MSU JV. I think it's partly because of the draft. Honestly, we talked about how the MSU Bears draft just it's not a standard draft. It's pretty difficult to play and pull off, and none of them have really snowballed, so it's going to be really difficult for them to come back as well. But what about just in terms of team and players? Do you think MSU JV is a whole tier above Goliath Esports Armored?
Well, you did say that, Dud the Bomb was a sub?
Yeah, that's true. But Key of Light gonna go not find it.
Forces double summoners out of Vel'Koz. Back to the topic. It is really difficult to say. I don't want to change my opinion on the tier list just yet, just because, in a whole alternate universe where MSU Bears has their original top laner, and the butterfly effect of where this result doesn't happen, he doesn't end up losing to Kiyohime, and the game doesn't snowball out of control just because their team comp kind of just fell apart.
Yep, I definitely agree with that. Now, Dud the Bomb, Still an MSU player. We can see that he has the MSU club tag, but already 3 kills while we were talking about that. Goes over to the side of Goliath Esports Armored. And they're going to take the Dragon and now this bot lane turret potentially as well. There's a lot of damage coming out from Changeling right now. It has the Essence Reaver completed, but not a second item. Still quite a bit behind from Fishcake. But they're just grouping in the bot lane right now, waiting for the second wave to come up. Now, Arcade Raven and Demola will be on the way. They should be here for this. Silverhammer with the snipe. Excellent job. Honestly, that's a very well played. They're going to split the map right now, actually pick up 2 turrets. That very well played from Goliath Esports Armored. They're transitioning their lead exceptionally well. They picked up a second Dragon, picked up 2 more turrets, 3 kills. The only thing next for them really is Baron.
And to be honest, you're 7k gold ahead. At this point, I don't even think you need Baron. You could potentially just straight up run it down. Whoever you see, you just throw like your CC skill shots at, and you end up just killing them and just take the tower.
Yeah, especially if it's Changeling, because he doesn't have a QSS. He doesn't really have anything to get out of it. He's a very squishy Aphelios, As an ADC player, you know how vulnerable Aphelios is, especially without a real protector on his team. He really only has the Nami, and Fenrir hasn't had the greatest showing in this game. Hasn't hit quite a bit of
his bubbles.
Yeah, his bubbles. Missed a tidal wave or something, or 2 tidal waves on screen. So not the greatest protector game. But I really like the idea of Nami Aphelios. It seems good in theory, In theory, but Fishcake gonna find Arcade Raven right here. He's gonna go in and channel Crystal Arrows here. Arcade Raven looking for it, throws out the Facebreaker, doesn't find the critical strike though. He's gonna go down, and there goes Changeling as well. Things spiraling out of control for the MSU Bears as the rest of Goliath Esports Armored groups in the bot lane, potentially rotating over towards the Baron now.
MSU Bears, I have to kind of question, like, what kind of play was that? That was an extreme desperation kind of play there. And I guess maybe you're lucky enough that they don't immediately rotate, but now they are. But, like, some questionable, like, shot calling.
Yeah, it was it just reeked of desperation. You have to look at that, and if you're in MSU Bears position, you have to think, we have to get something on the map. Like bot lane turret, it looks kind of free. We could rotate 2 members down. The rest of the members have to kind of stay in clear ways, but everybody else, here comes Key of Light onto Demola. He's gonna go golden now. There's the bubble. Alright, so Demola's going to get out for now. Arcade Raven on the way. Looking to contest the Baron potentially, but getting zoned away by 2 members of Goliath Esports Armored. He's looking for the steal. Walking towards the pit right now by HCO Risk and the bot lane of Goliath Esports Armored. Going to secure that for their team. Now, they group in the mid lane, it looks like, and this might be the right call, as they kind of can just run it down at this point. Nunu is really strong. Engage, he can run it down from the middle of the lane and just run straight towards the enemy base and hope he hits somebody, as well as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow could set that up for him. But it seems like they're going to go ahead and reset for now, taking this one a little bit more safe, slow, and calculated.
And I'm hoping to see right now a potential 4-1. I think Mordekaiser in the top lane is extremely uncontested against anyone on MSU Bears. And even if they do send, say, I would have to say at least 3 people to maybe kill Kiyohime, and even then I'm expecting like a solo kill.
Yeah, expecting it, So hopefully for him, but MSU Bears still looking to turn this one around. With their composition at this point, it's really difficult to scale and just win team fights, but they could find some really good picks and get back in this game. They're about 9k gold behind. I was about to say only 9k gold, but I had to stop myself there. They're 9k gold behind. We have to acknowledge the gold lead at this point, but they could still potentially get back in the game. The bomb's gonna match Key of Light right here, but here comes the super speedy Nunu and Willump with the largest snowball ever. He's not gonna commit to the engage though. Yeah, Dud the Bomb doing a little bit of damage to Key of Light. He's half health right now, but he doesn't have any Wraiths anymore. And that's kind of all of York's damage at this point in time. He's going to throw out the Maiden pretty soon. I'm excited to see this potential 1v1. But Arcade Raven going to get binded up for, just taunting the enemy team. It feels like this one's over for the Bears. He's playing as if it's over, kind of taunting, not really taking this one too seriously. But it's definitely, it's not over until the Nexus falls,
anything can happen in games like these.
Yep, but Key of Light actually taking a lot of
He's-
damage. He's going to have to jump away now. Arcade Raven on the side looking for the flank. He might find it. HCO wrist slowed. Here he goes. Spell immune. The ult hasn't come out yet, but there's a big tidal wave. Arcade Raven looking for it. He finds the flash, but cannot do it. Now, flash forward from absolute zero HCO risk. Gonna get the spell shield and receive the blessing of the Morgana. Now Arcade Raven gonna be forced to back in first inhibitor tower soon to fall. Now Changeling trying to do as much damage as he can from the backside of the fight, but he's not gonna be able to do much for now. HCO risk actually just full health right now. He's taking all this damage so well and just healing it up instantly. Now that's the Spirit Visage and the Ocean Dragon in combination with the new healing. Now he goes forward some more, finds a little bit of engage, onto the backline. Here he goes, Life Form Disintegration Ray, gonna force back the team, but HCO's in trouble, gonna fall. However, Kiyome finds the flank right now, goes on the Changeling, gonna take him down. Now the other kill, potentially right here as the binding lands on the Dud the Bomb. Bork just for the BM, they're gonna take him down, and Live Esports just taking this one straight home to the bank. First Nexus Tower falls, that's the ace. Second Nexus Tower, and they're going to pick up their first win of the GRLCS at the very end of the round robin against the MSU Bears. Well played, Goliath Esports Armored, who want to take absolutely everything.
Welcome to C tier.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit afterwards, but we're going to take a quick break before we head into our second game of the day. It's going to be the battle of the two undefeated teams, EXT versus Team Crux. Now, I'll put on some music for you guys, and we'll take a quick break. Hello and welcome back to week 5 of the Blessed Isles Conference. I got that wrong earlier. Big sorry, guys. Especially sorry to those of you who are going to try to look through the VODs on the stream because this is now going to be labeled as a second, second Shadow Isles Conference.
Right.
And that's on me. I'll take that one, guys. You can flame me later in general chat. But let's go and talk about the rest of the games for today. So in our first game of the day, we saw Goliath Esports Armored take down MSU Bears. Now, originally before the game, we ranked Goliath Esports Armored as D tier and then MSU Bears as C tier. So do we say that Goliath Esports Armored has moved up to C tier, or do you think MSU Bears has moved down the C tier, or do you think that thing should stay the same?
Personally, I do think Goliath Esports does deserve a raise. I think it's unfair to the rest of the teams because if we do drop MSU Bears to D tier, then I feel like with C tier is now unfulfilled, you kind of have to close the gap a bit, you know.
Yeah,
I feel bad if we put like Sensei Squad in like a definitive like C tier.
I mean, we put them C plus tier, you know. So Peter Time and Georgian Gromp, we put definitive C tier. So there's still enough of a C tier that warrant having in their own tier.
Yeah. Just for Group B.
Yeah, I guess for Group B. So we'll discuss right now. So I think that MSU JV should drop down to D tier. I honestly don't believe that Goliath Esports Armored could really match up against Georgian Gromp or Peter Time. I don't think they're really great so far as a team. I think against MSU JV, they've looked the best that they've looked so far in weeks. Maybe they're on the rise going into the second half of the round robin, but from what they've showed us so far, I don't believe that they've shown themselves as just a little bit below Sensei Squad, you know?
Okay.
So I that's my take, but you say Goliath Esports should move up, right?
I think Goliath Esports is like on the warpath now. They've been slacking off for about a couple weeks now, and they decided like, all right, hey guys, I think it's time, let's just start winning and just take it all.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility. So we'll say D tier, Perp and Black. That's pretty definitive. They haven't won a single game yet. So Goliath Esports let's put them C minus tier.
Or like a D plus.
Yeah, let's say D plus tier.
Baby steps, one at a time.
Baby steps, because they deserve a little bit of raise. I agree, but they maybe they just need to show me a little bit more to prove that they belong, a little bit higher. But so we have D tier, Perp and Black, D plus tier, Goliath Esports Armored, C tier. So like MSU JV, from what I just saw, even though they had a sub, they still didn't look too hot, honestly. I don't know if they belong with Georgian Gromp and Peter Time, because Georgian Gromp and Peter Time have had some good games, honestly. MSU JV seemed like they had maybe a lucky week last week against No Name 5, so potentially maybe move them to maybe like.
Do you want to put them in the same as Goliath?
Yeah, maybe they belong in the D plus tier, because it's they kind of got smashed by them though. Well, we'll see what the series score was. If it was a 2-1, then they belong in the same one. So
if it's a 2-1, how about
it was a
C-minus?
2-0. It was a 2-0.
Okay.
Live Esports Armored 2-0 them. So maybe they even belong in the D tier, honestly.
Ooh, that's a little harsh.
So we could I mean, MSG JV, we have to keep in mind that they only took down No Name 5, which is not really one of the best teams in the division. It's kind of like the middle of the pack. Yeah, middle of the pack. And we put No Name 5 at I think C tier, basically. Yeah, I don't know, pretty much around the side, like maybe a little bit above Sensei Squad Diamond. They haven't really taken a game off of Team Krugs or EXT, which are really the teams to beat in this conference. So and it was even a 2-1 victory over No Name 5. If it was a definitive 2-0, then maybe I'd rate them a little bit higher. But honestly, they got 2-0'd by Goliath Esports Armored.
So we're just going to demote them to
I think they deserve.
D-tier.
Wait, they took a game off of. No, not No Name 5. MSU JV.
Yeah.
Yeah, MSU JV. Wait, they've taken. Hold on. The MSU JV took a game off of Team Krugs. They beat No Name 5 2-1. They took a game off of Sensei Squad. And then they lost to EXT 2-0. So maybe I don't know. Okay, we'll leave them as C tier.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah, we'll leave them as C tier. They picked up some wins rather than Goliath Esports Armored, who's just kind of like they picked up one win. They finally 2-0 to series. Pretty interesting, but so there's that. But let's go and talk about our second game of the day. It's two of the best teams in the Blessed Isles Conference. I'm going to get that wrong every single time. It's two of the best teams in the Blessed Isles Conference. It is Team Krugs versus EXT, and this is the match of the week for the Diamond division. I self-proclaimed it. I enjoy these two teams, so let's introduce them right now. On the blue side, we have Team Krugs. On the top lane, we have Slicin. On Aatrox in the jungle, we have Danelle. On Jarvan the fourth in the mid lane, Daki on his rise. In the bot lane, we have Drakon and Juju Smith-Schuster on Senna and Tom Kench.
And on red team, we have Team EXT with Reptar, Mowgli, Fissure, Let's Have Fun, and Curb Stomp.
Yeah, and we talk about every single week, but I just love talking about Curb Stomp and his triumphant return to the GRLCS. Because last time he was on Unlucky Retribution supporting Tien Sama, insane ADC player, but they failed to. I think they got third or fourth in the last time we saw Curb Stomp. Either that or he got second. I know he didn't win the split, but now he's looking insane on this team with his brother Reptar. We can see that Mowgli is actually subbing in this game. And I really like that since Curb Stomp is really the captain of this team, they let him kind of play whatever he wants. Or he lets himself play whatever he wants. He's playing the Bard this game, as you can see. Not exactly a meta pick, but probably something he enjoys playing.
He's basically like the main character of an anime now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's basically the main character of an anime. If he was let's see, let's make a comparison for him in the GRLCS. What anime character do you think he would be?
So we need to point out so just based off last split, right, where he did good but he didn't win.
Yeah, so that was quite a bit. That was like a year ago or so because we have to keep in mind that he got Masters and then he demoted so he could play Diamond Capped. So he was really good. He didn't win, and then he got really, really good, and then he kind of demoted. So I'm sorry. He what's the word? He kind of just fell off a little bit because he's not Masters anymore, as we can see. So now he's back and doing insanely well. He's probably the best support in the Diamond division. Maybe you can make an argument for Haley Kiyoko. But
ignoring the fact that he dropped, we don't have to acknowledge that he kind of dropped down, but it's more of for the storyline, he's kind of he didn't win, and now as part of his training arc, he's kind of come back, and now he's just he's just kicking everyone's ass. He's kind of
oh, he's like Ash Ketchum. Every time Ash Ketchum loses,
but Ash Ketchum never wins.
It's true, huh?
Oh no!
Are we cursing Curb Stomp right now by calling him Ash Ketchum? Are we saying that he's never gonna be able to win the GRLCS? I feel like that's a little bit unfair, but I feel like he's Ash Ketchum. He's every time Ash loses to the Elite Four, he comes back. He
comes up with a new team.
Yeah, he comes up with a new team. He's really strong, and he's an insane player. He's like the main character, and we're like, where's this Ash Ketchum been? This is the time. This is the season where he wins the Elite Four. This is the season Curb Stomp wins the GRLCS. But can he do it? I think Ash most recently in I think the most Sun and Moon or something he won.
Oh, he won?
I think he finally won. I want to say he finally won.
I kind of have to it does, the storyline does make sense. If you kind of equate, his last year's third or fourth place loss to say X and Y, where he did make it to the finals, but then he just completely flubbed the whole thing at the very end, and it kind of just. It really does fit the storyline.
Yeah, it really does fit the storyline. So, Curb Stomp, Ash Ketchum confirmed. He's going to get brooded up right now. There's going to be the engaged Juju Smith.
Curb Stomp
devours him up. He's going to have to flash away.
Ash,
Ignite comes
okay?
out. One more. There we go. Ash Ketchum falls for first blood. Juju Smith-Schuster on the Tom Kench support. So excellent. So well played. Beautiful by the bot lane of Team Krugs.
So, let's talk about team comps. Personally, I think both teams are very even. The top lane matchup, I would give it to Gnar just because of range, but I think jungle wise, Olaf in the early game until he gets outscaled just because Jarvan fits his team comp better. I think mid lane goes either way, and bot lane does have the advantage just because Senna, just a monstrosity of a champion, honestly, and the fact that Ezreal Bard just doesn't scale as hard as Senna does with all her soul stacking. and this is fasting Senna, so like you're gonna have like 100 souls in 20ish minutes.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be absolutely insane. Curbstop actually gonna find. Oh no, he doesn't. That it's pretty unfortunate. He checked the wrong bush, but yeah. So the Senna Tom Kench is just a really strong combo. Yeah, it's the fasting Senna, so she's gonna have an insane amount of souls. She's gonna scale so super well. So it's gonna be really hard for Let's Have Fun to really match the Senna in these team fights. He's gonna have to hope that Mowgli can kind of dive with the help of Fissure with the Shockwave and kind of be able to force the Senna off. Because ideally, if you can force Senna out of the fight for enough time, then Ezreal can deal enough damage to kind of match for a bit until you can finally take down the Senna. The problem is the Tahm Kench, and this is why the Senna Tahm Kench combo is so strong, is because Tahm Kench provides all the safety that Senna really needs as a champion. Because as a support, she's too squishy in some of these matchups. She can get countered really hard. And but as an ADC, it's the same story because she's just a really squishy ADC. But Tahm Kench, is just a superstar. Especially if he's building full take, he's gonna be able to not only peel but kind of do damage and kill some of these other characters that are gonna be going onto the Senna.
And I'm kind of surprised that they did let this through.
Oh, just 1 second. Here comes the TP. Curbstop looks for the engage. Fissure on the backside. Has the shockwave available. Dracan on the here.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there's the shockwave. That's beautiful,
Meanwhile,
Fissure. Oh, yeah. Fissure's looking for it.
Is just getting soloed.
Yeah,
He's
getting run down, but the Orianna shield gonna save him for now. One more auto will do it. Fisher uses the Grey Health. He's gonna go down, but he picks up a revenge kill. It's gonna be 2-2 in the kill score, and 1 for 2 in favor of EXT.
Man, I think we might have said too much. I think Ash Ketchum he's not looking as hot as like we expect him to.
I mean, it's partly due to the Bard pick. He's playing really aggressively, and he's getting punished for it. Bard is one of those champions where he has the portal for his safety, but in the end, if you can't get the stun off quickly enough to disengage, then you're kind of just donezo.
And he did miss the stun at the very end. Whenever he was in the alcove and Tahm Kench was up against the wall, I feel like if he did land the stun,
he probably could have lived.
Yeah.
In all honesty, and especially, yeah, he possibly could have lived. It's more of a what if scenario.
Yeah.
Curb Stomp in the end, it's still a 1 for 2 trade in favor of EXT. A pretty good TP play from Fissure. Using his TP advantage as Daki used it pretty early to TP back to lane, so he's going to use that and kind of help his bot lane now, as the Senna Tahm Kench is just absolutely strong, and if you let them win in lane, then they kind of just win the game. They kind of just run over everything because they are a scaling bot lane, but they're super strong as well, just because Tahm Kench is so strong with his base damages. If he's building damage, or not building, but like tank stats really, like not support items but pure tank stats, and he's going to do a lot more.
Personally, I do agree with what you said. I think the way to punish this kind of draft is to have a way more aggressive bot lane. Say, like, I don't think Ezreal, Bard, maybe Bard is good enough, but I don't think Ezreal is a very, like, he doesn't have enough damage to punish the fact that Tahm Kench is not ranged. And, like, if you catch them out and, like, have, like, a very gank-heavy jungler, you can kind of make them very irrelevant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, Senna Tahm Kench, like, they should really be forced to play under the turret. They have to, like, hey, we have to just scale into the later game, but they're able to kind of just play more aggressively, play further back into the lane, and we can actually see that they lane swap with all their tempo right now. They pick up the first Rift Herald, and Slyson is now in the bot lane, picking up this full minion wave. It's going to do him really nicely. So I expect the Nell to kind of drop the Rift Herald top just because he's
just
grouping
for
with
the
them.
plates.
Yeah, just for the plates, but
I do think it's a little bit too early because you haven't taken any of like the first plates.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about that every single time I cast. I feel like teams not optimally using the Rift Herald because it gives you the 2,000 true damage guaranteed, and that's the last 2 plates. When you take the earlier plates with the Rift Herald, then the turret just gets really tanky, and you can't really take it later, especially it's like 9 minutes in the game. You're not going to be able to push in constantly, be able to numb down the turret and actually end up taking the turret plays. You kind of just want to wait a little bit, use it for the last 2 turret plays, kind of
get the maximum value.
Yeah, get the maximum value, because you can actually finish off the turret with the Rift Herald, but teams just aren't doing it in the GRLCS. I mean, if you know how to use it, so Sensei Squad Platinum will be able to do that. Pigs might fly. Platinum division will be able to do that, but these diamond teams, where are they at right now?
Tell that to my jungler, man.
Yeah, freaking, Mitch doesn't know how to use the Rift Turtle optimally. You better be listening right now.
I hope he's not listening. He might.
He might flame you later for flaming him live on the broadcast. But lane swap back already. The Rift Turtle just dropped just to secure the turret platings for the Senna Tom Kench combo. But now Aatrox matching up against Gnar. Again, we can see that Reptar has already picked up an Executioner's Calling, actually to reduce some of the healing from Aatrox. Now, what's your take on this buy? Do you think this Executioner's Calling is really wise into the Aatrox? It's not typically something you see maybe a lot of pros building into more lifesteal matchups.
Personally, I think it is a good buy. Just because, like...
Yeah, just 1 second, because the ultimate comes out. Juju Smith-Schuster on the run.
Here comes the TPs.
Yeah, double TPs. No, Realm Warp as well. Sison coming in.
And the fight is already over before it even began.
Yeah, before it even began, the Bard Buller disengages for the entire fight. But now looking for it. Here comes the Cataclysm. Fissure has the Shockwave available. Pulls in too.
The flash?
He forces the flash right there. He's going to have to try to get away. But here comes Mowgli forcing the flash from Sison. Now Drakon is going to be able to lay out a lot of damage. But keep in mind that he doesn't even have any items yet. Not too many souls as well. Dragon going to be started up. But I don't know if EXE kind of want this so far. Reptar gonna get rooted up and take some dragon damage. For now, Fissure forced into the mid lane. He's kind of out of the fight. He doesn't have flash. He doesn't have his ultimate. He's kind of useless for this fight. So if Team Krugs were to force that, they could probably win that 4v5, but it doesn't look like they're going to. They're gonna force on the Fissure instead, and he has nowhere to go. Keep in mind, he doesn't have flash. If they can get onto him with the Abyssal Voyage right here, gonna slow him. Ignite comes down. One more auto should do it, and he lives, but yeah, okay. I mean, like, we Fissure has to like, completely sidestep the Tongue Lash. It's impossible right there. He's point blank, unless Juju Smith-Schuster just throws it backwards for whatever reason. He gets out alive. So a really excellent pick onto the mid laner of EXT, but they're not going to be able to convert anything off of it. Just going to get some nice tempo, some nice resets for Daki in the mid lane. Yeah.
Just to return back to being normal. You know, everyone has their lane assignments. Suppose we could still kind of fight for dragons.
I mean, Reptar is still here. Slison's moving up towards the top lane right now.
Actually, I think this dragon might be pretty free for EXT.
Yeah, I mean, with the pick onto Fissure, it was a late reset from a lot of members of Team Krugs. They're going to have to try to come in for the steal pretty late. We can see that Danelle is walking in as he saw the dragon being taken right before his eyes. It's going to be Infernal Rift. Second Infernal Rift today. So
lucky us, huh?
Yeah, lucky us, because I love that one because it just does so much damage.
It's honestly way better than having, say, like, you know, two Cloud Souls in a row, or potential third coming from the future Sensei Squad game, and Rise just hiding in a bush forces flash from the Ezreal.
Yeah, and so last time we saw Daki on Rise, he had an incredible performance. I remember just very vividly how much damage he did on Rise, and I think that was like week 1 of the GRLCS. He finally gets his Rise again, and he is doing pretty decently. He's 144 CS, most in the game, has 1 stack on his row so far, stacking up his tier, looking for the Archangel staff. So I expect him to kind of be the carry for Team Krugs later in the game. And they're going to be very hyper-focused on the Senna, because it's a Senna, and, you know, a fasting Senna. So you're going to want to be able to do a lot of damage here. But the Rise will be left unchecked if you end up doing that, especially with the heal coming out from the Senna to kind of support him. He's going to be able to run over EXT, which nobody on their team has really built any armor items so far, except for the cloth armor from Curbstomp.
I agree. They have... Team Krugs does have 2 hard-scaling monsters in their game. And at the pace it's going, it's really looking like it's going to be in their favor. Just because nothing is hard being done. Rise is...
Oh, Daki forces himself to flash right there. Dodges the shockwave, but here comes Curb Stomp. He's looking for it. Oh, dodges away from the Bard ultimate with the fancy feet. I like that. Now, Danelle in the top lane looking for the flag and drag, but Reptar can get away very easily. Oh, Curb Stomp gonna flash away. Juju Smith-Schuster getting caught out by Mowgli now. He's on the run. Has the Grey Health available. Gonna eat the Realm Warp's gonna save him for sure.
Back to what I was saying. They have... Team Krugs has 2 hard-scaling monsters that right now are literally unchecked. Rise has more CS He even has a bounty. I don't know how much gold he has over Oriana. And let's see, it's 15 minutes. And can we check how many souls Senna has now?
Yeah, we can. Let's see. I can do that. We can. So souls, Senna.
42 souls.
30. Yeah, 40. Wait, yeah, 42 souls. Yeah, 42 souls.
A little bit less than what I was expecting.
That's really few for a fasting Senna. I feel like he should have a lot more. But here comes the dive. They're looking for a two-man shockwave. Excellent job by Fissure. Yet again, Juju Smith-Schuster runs under tower, but Mowgli might go down here. Another turret shot will do it, and Fissure ends up picking up the kill instead, and the shutdown onto Mr. Tom Kench.
So this was their attempt at trying to shut down the Rises. They did get him in exchange for 1 versus 2. I feel like it could have been cleaner just because Mowgli, he did take one too many tower shots.
Yeah, it could have been cleaner, but in the end, it's a really great play.
They got what they wanted.
Yeah, it's a really great play for EXT. They get the shutdown onto 2 members of the enemy team, both the Rise and the Tom Kench, and then they also get the bot lane turret. It's a win-win-win, and then Mowgli just misplays. Yeah, Drakon kind of matching. Let's have fun in the mid lane.
Now that laning phase is over and that fasting Senna, I guess, is technically over, this is the point where I think that the soul gain kind of slows down significantly just because you don't have as many targets to start hitting, to start getting souls.
Yeah, I mean, so what you want to do with the fasting Senna in the minigame is kind of group, right? You want to be able to have your team kind of defend you and just look for as much poke as possible. You want to be with the
Whiffed?
Yeah, the Whiffed Gnar ultimate. We're gonna pretend we didn't see that, Reptar. No, but nobody saw that. He has TP. Why would he do that? He has TP for this next dragon that's about to spawn, and he could have had the Gnar ultimate. It's actually a pretty short cooldown. It looks like it's almost off cooldown, honestly. So he'll probably have it for this next team fight. But as I was saying, you kind of want to group with the Senna. You want to have the Tom Kench support you as you kind of just group in mid lane, bot lane, top lane, anywhere, and just stack your spectral sickle. Ooh, a beautiful combo. Fissure gonna flash away, and Fissure excellently played this game. Honestly, I have yet to see him make a major misstep. Now True Shot Barrage comes through. Reptar jumps over the wall. Here comes the Abyssal Voyage to support his team. Now Dragon spawns in about 20 seconds, and that's quite a bit of time for either team to do anything. It seems like the first move is going over to Team Krugs, dropping the Rift Herald in the bot lane, looking for that bot lane turret. Mowgli gonna clear away some of the vision while that happens. They're running out of time. Reptar the only one there to defend the turret, along with Fissure now, and the rest of EXT is rotating over. Reptar stacking up his Mega Gnar passive. He could jump in and look for a big ult right here. We'll see if he does it. He has the opportunity, and here we go. Finds Dacky. Yeah, only finds Dacky.
But Tom Kench.
Yeah, the Devourer is there in the backline. Mowgli's coming in. Meanwhile, Slicen gets taken solo. He ends up getting taken down. Mowgli takes down one in the backline, but it's not going to be enough.
Living for an extremely long time.
Yeah, Drakon backing all the way away, and the mist gonna save Juju Smith-Schuster for a little bit, but not gonna be enough time. Denel and Drakon, the only members left, in EXT single-handedly winning the fight off of a beautiful front to back.
And Team Krugs, they kind of misplayed the fight with how Dacky was just frontlining and how it forced Tom Kench to have to jump in just to save him. And it feels like you're not playing to your win condition anymore. You have the Senna, you have the range, you have the poke. So you kind of just like sit back and like watch as like your team comp just plays itself for you.
I mean, absolutely, and they kind of just get caught out right there. We can see
somehow, even though EXT won the fight, they don't get the dragon.
So they decide that they shouldn't take the fight. They saw that Dacky had the TP flank right there, and honestly, it's kind of a toss-up. You have to know your own players very well. You could see that Fissure has the Shockwave available, as well as the Tempered Fate from Curb Stomp, be able to block any potential Dragon Steal and disengage from the fight. But it seems like they just didn't want to take any chances and just give away the Dragon to Team Krugs. They know it's their first Dragon, so it's not a super big deal, but they could have threatened Soul at 19 minutes in the game.
Yeah, this is slightly questionable a game.
Yeah, I mean, neither team playing perfectly right now. It's very surprising since we've seen both teams play pretty much perfectly against every other matchup on stream that we've seen so far.
And this is the really big one. This decides who's definitive first place between these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, going into the second half of the round robin, whoever loses one is gonna play super hard and try to get revenge. You can't just give away a first place like that, and you have another opportunity to kind of take it. It's not like Plat Cap where it's a single round robin, you have one shot. If Pigs Might Fly loses against the Sensei squad, they could probably never get first place again. Alright, so things starting to slow down around the map. Reptar has already picked up his Black Cleaver. Slyson also sitting on the Black Cleaver. He has the Caulfield's Warhammer. It's kind of, I want to say, we can look at the gold state right now, honestly. So about 600 gold in favor of Reptar. Even in terms of jungle, about 500 gold in favor of Fissure. But here comes the Tempered Fate on the Drakon. He doesn't have the Tom Catch there to save him. He might be in trouble. Mowgli jumps in. He has the Ragnarok available, but he's not going to use it until after he's been knocked up. Now Danelle going to get away as well, and Drakon picks up the kill. Juju Smith-Schuster on the run. He's looking for Curb Stomp. Might find the stun right here. He flashes away, but is rooted up for now.
Shockwave?
There's a Shockwave on the two members, but they're looking for a Sentinel ultimate comes out, but it's not going to be enough to save the two members that were taken by the Shockwave. Reptar goes in. There's a double kill for Jackie, and he's running wild. He's finding the flank. He finds 2, and that's 3 kills over to Team Krugs for 2.
And there it is. There's the team comp working. Let your 2 hardest scalers just clean up everything, to just do all the work. All you really gotta do is just throw your bodies at the enemy team and just watch as your carries just mop them all up.
I mean, most importantly, that fight, Daki didn't come until the very end, right? He didn't need any saving from the Tahm Kench like the last fight.
Everyone blew everything.
Yeah, all the cooldowns are blown. There's no any way to peel against Daki. So it was pretty unfortunate for EXT. They didn't realize that. Oh, wow! What? He's going to do it again, too. Flash. Here we go. The double kill. He's going to get taken down, though. He shouldn't live here. Like, there's no way he lives. But that was a lot of damage coming out from Daki. And it's only 22 minutes in the game. He only has the 2 items, and I expect him to get, like, a Rabadon's next. That's going to be a lot of damage coming out from Daki later.
And he's really showing why he deserves, like, have it banned from him. Just an amazing performance right now. He's just getting everything.
I mean, you can see that EXT hasn't really they don't have a game plan to shut down this Rise at all. They just have to hope that Daki missteps like he did in the first fight and be able to take him down. But really, they have no answer to the Senna Rise combo that's just going to start to run over them in these later fights. The tanky front line of Jarvan plus Tahm Kench is going to be enough to keep them alive for pretty much the entire fight. You have to hope for a really good wombo combo, essentially.
You have to hope for like a really good Bard ultimate so you can set up the wombo.
Yeah.
Like the Shockwave, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the Tempered Fate into the Shockwave with the Gnar ultimate should be enough to win them the fight, but Curb Stomp hasn't had any big team fight ultimates like that yet. He's found some picks. We have to hand it to him. Ash Ketchum, what's the comparison? He's using his Pikachu well so far, but not like he's not winning any battles with it basically.
He's still like, it's like another like a little mini training arc right now.
Yeah, it's a mini training arc right now, and hopefully you can figure out the training arc by the end of the game. But there's another Tempered Fate. Okay, they're going to catch out Drakon, though. He's going to use the Ragnarok to try to go for it. But Drakon is too far away. He's going to actually not root up Mowgli as the Ragnarok has been triggered. But 17 seconds until the Infernal Drake spawns. We can see that Slyson and Reptar are just duking out in the top lane. Reptar actually doesn't have Mega Gnar quite yet for this dragon, but he's stacking it up fairly quickly. Slyson might look for the TP flank right here, and Daki's on the backside. Look at him right now, and we can see that EXT spotted him out. They're going to go ahead and back them off, but both TPs coming out right now. Now is the time for the fight.
Keep in mind the EXT has 3 ultimates that are down.
Yeah, but Daki gets caught onto the side wall. Shockwave is here. Cataclysm on the backline, but Danelle's all by himself. Drakon is the last big damage dealer for Team Krugs, but I don't think he can do it all by himself. Juju Smith-Schuster trying to tank what he can in the front line. Hiding back right now, Dracon's full health. He's going to try to run in and do as much damage as he can. A lot of EXT are low right now.
I think they just had to give it up. They're being zoned out by Bard, yep.
Yeah, Curbstomp doing an excellent job just zoning away the entire team of Team Krugs after a beautiful Gnar ultimate onto Daki. That's exactly what EXT needs to do to win this game.
That's exactly what Daki doesn't need to do.
I mean, yeah.
He kind of gifted away a free team fight that three ultimates are down, and all you need to do is just you kind of just need to play it normally instead of.
So Less Has Fun uses the Arcane Shift, and Juju Smith-Schuster actually flashes after him. The Mist not going to root anybody. He's going to take a lot of damage, but this mid lane turret might just go down. Donnell is here. He might look for the engage. Doesn't have Cataclysm quite yet, so turret's going to go down for now. Tempered Fate is thrown out onto the Senna, but no follow-up quite yet from EXT, and things I expect to slow down quite a bit as a, Baron setup. It's Baron dance time.
And it's also we're at Soul Point now.
We are at Soul Point for EXT, so neither team's going to want to make a major mistake, basically. Like, EXT, they see, hey, 4 minutes, we get this dragon, we kind of just roll over them at this point. We can't afford to throw at the Baron, but we should pressure the Baron, and that's kind of what we see a lot of teams do in Diamond Cap, try and take the game a little bit slower, because they don't want to mess up and take these risks.
So I'd say the game is maybe about to end within, say, the next 10 minutes or so?
Yeah, I expect the next 10 minutes or so. I mean, 2 major objectives in the next 10 minutes will surely fall. Whoever gets the big dragon fight will probably get the dragon and the Baron, I expect. Especially if Team Krugs wins the next fight, they can kind of just roll over the enemy team and zone them away really hard from these objectives. But Curb's not playing so well. He actually has the Dead Man's Play pickup for the Bard, which is kind of the more meta Bard build you see nowadays, actually. Dead Man's Play, it's a more tankier Bard.
You're kind of just allowed to roam around with like that and Mobies. And
I mean, that and Mobies, he just is so fast. He can kind of just portal everywhere on the map, grab his chimes, and kind of just look for a place. Bard's probably my favorite playmaker in the game for that reason.
Oh,
but
and
here comes the Abyssal Voyage. He might have caught himself out. Buys himself some time with the Tempered Fate, but how much time can he really buy? Oh, that's a lot of time! But he finds a double stun, but here is the rest of Team Krugs. They start up the Baron, but Drakon... Oh, that's a lot of damage from the Baron on Drakon, honestly. Yeah, but Curbstone gonna get caught out. A lot of momentum now switching over to Team Krugs because Daki's all by himself, only against Reptar in the bot lane. He can kind of pressure him a lot.
Man, Curb Stomp, it's just, in this game, it's just one, they're just gifting each other kills, one in after another. you got Daki just running head first into 5 people twice now. And that makes it so, that the game isn't as black and white as it should be. Krugs just has the better team comp, but all you need to do is just not die and you win.
Yeah, I mean, as a support player, I know how deceptively mobile Bard is. When you're on Bard, you feel like you can get out.
You feel really free,
right? You feel free. You feel like you can get out of any situation. It's similar to playing Pyke, Pyke is just I can just dash away. I'm free. As soon as you use the... the W for Pyke, then you're kind of just I'm invisible, they can't see me, it's the same thing with Bard where, I have this tunnel to get out, I can stun right after the tunnel, I'm completely free. I have the Tempered Fate as well, but Curb Stomp, just kind of, I guess, overestimating his abilities, it's a very common thing for Bard players to overestimate how mobile and how slippery they are, really.
One day you think you're free, suddenly you're in a jumpsuit, handcuffs, and you realize, maybe I'm not as free as I thought I was.
Yeah. I mean, this reminds me of the last time I played Bard, and that was literally a GRLCS game where you were playing. Do you remember that Bard game where it was the season where it was Summer Splash or something where I was no, it was Fall Split.
Yeah, it was Fall Split.
Yeah, and I was I'm not going to play the same champion twice. I was it's time to bring out the Bard, and I absolutely inted on it.
You still won that game.
Yeah, we still won, but Drakon gets shut down already. Juju Smith-Schuster caught out by the Shockwave. He's going to go Grey Hell with the Gargoyle Stoneblade, but it won't be enough to save him. It's 2 picks over the EXT, potentially the Infernal Dragon now, but Daki's split pushing in the top lane. Somebody has to respond to him. He's going to get this turret all by himself. We can see that Fissure is already backing, but he's actually going to stop his back. Now we can potentially see a steal from Donnell as the dragon is not spawned yet. It's 13 seconds over, but Syacin...
They decided to just opt for fight.
Yeah, here comes EXT. They find one. Donnell on the backside. He's going to try to save his life so he can save the smite as well. But Daki picks up 2 turrets. Fissure not able to stop him. A big minion wave crashing into her, and now they're threatening the inhibitor. 2 members backing, but here comes the play. Fissure going to use the shockwave, but Daki running him down with the 1v1. There we go. Forces the flash away. Now onto the inhibitor. They can see that some of the members are backing. by EXT, but nobody's going to stop him. The Realm Warp going to come out as he takes the inhibitor as well. Abyssal Voyage going to come support the Nell. They're unable to pick up the Dragon Soul, or prevent the Dragon Soul, but they pick up an inhibitor instead. Daki just pretty much solo carrying his team this game, honestly. That was amazing macro play.
And honestly, the only thing left now is the Baron. And now that Team Krugs, they're on the back foot now. Suddenly, your scaling team, it's still there, but with the fact they have Dragon Soul now, they have the advantage in getting the Baron. And that suddenly, like, the game, I think it really is about to be over.
I mean, we can see that the inhibitor has been taken. That's not exactly where you want the inhibitor to be. Ideally, if the Baron is up, you want the bot inhibitor to be taken, not the top side, because you force somebody to match on the complete other side of the map while you kind of get this free Baron control while somebody's there clearing waves. But keep this in mind as top wave is pushing in, and Daki actually, this amazing split pushing Rise.
He's now going to try and go for the bot
he's going to
inhibitor.
go for the bot inhibitor and force Reptar to match him. He has the TP to be able to match Reptar as well. So this is a really great macro call by Team Krugs to kind of force EXT back right here. But you know, a lot of mid priority being fought for right now. We can see the Tempered Fate is still available, so if we can find a really good play, this might be it for EXT. But Daki, look at this, taking so much damage off of the second inner tower for the bot lane that Reptar just forced to back pretty much all the way.
So now all we have to do is wait and see for someone to just maybe walk a little bit too far up the Ezreal, or maybe Tempered Fate comes in, only gets one.
Yeah, it's going to get sliced in, but they're going to use the
Shockwave.
Yeah, the Devour's going to save him. The Shockwave's going to come in. Here comes the TP on the backside.
Reptar,
what are you doing? Reptar goes golden, but he's caught in the Cataclysm. Going to flash away. Denel not going to find the flag and drag. Here comes the Senna ultimate to try to save his jungler, but it's not going to be enough. Reptar finds an amazing ultimate onto 2, and EXT might just won another fight and secured themselves the Baron as a trophy.
It was just walking too forward too many times. First it was Ezreal walking into 3 people, and then Aatrox gets Tempered Fate, and he has to flash, or I think get Tom Kench eaten. And then Reptar comes in just straight in the middle of Aatrox and J4, and we're like, what are you doing? But somehow it still just works out fine.
I mean, he buys enough time by using the stopwatch to actually save his life. So, you know, it was all calculated, you know. He's like, oh, I'm going to go back, like, use the stopwatch while my Mega comes out and kind of just win us the fight, guys. I mean, we can see that Reptar found a really great Gnar ultimate later in the fight, so we have to give him kudos for that. But it was a pretty interesting TP to start off the bat, but the reason why Team Krug just had to walk in like that, I really wanted to highlight this before the game. Let me see if I can. There we go. Yeah, we can see that they have like
vision.
Yeah, they have no vision the Baron pit, and like we can see on the other side that there's so much vision for EXT that Team Krug just walks in, they just get picked off immediately by the Tempered Fate. And Kripstomp has it again. They might look for Daki right now.
Whoa.
Ooh. A lot of damage coming onto both carries on either side, but here comes the Tempered Fate onto 2 members.
Oh, it lands on Daki.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Couldn't get the True Shot Barrage as well. Could not change the damage well enough. Some missed synergy from the bot lane of EXT. Now, things starting to slow down a bit as EXT starts to transition their lead into the mid lane. We can see that Reptar pushing in the bot lane without TP. Slyson has the TP available, but Fissure in the top lane clearing out that minion wave, getting a lot of farm, now scaling up. He has 4 items and the Sork Shoes. He's pretty strong Orianna right now, you know, only falling to Rise, I would say, in terms of damage, just because Rise has the Rabadons and the Void Staff instead of some more of these defensive items that the Orianna has. We can talk a little bit about the Liandry's Torment. Now, did you see the Mark Z video comparing Liandry's Torment to Morellonomicon? Did you see that?
I didn't watch all of it. Like, I only stopped like at the very beginning, but I do know like the general argument.
Yeah, I mean, like, Liandry's just a completely overvalued item, and looking at the Orianna, I mean, it could work because you're trying to really burst them down immediately. No, that's the opposite. You want the damage over time. So with the Orion, you're trying to burst them down immediately. So it's not really going to synergize well with your kit. You know, if you have like something like the Rise, for example, that could potentially work with the Liandry's Torment because you're doing more damage over time. You're not really trying to burst at the beginning of the fight with a Shockwave. So pretty interesting pickup. Not super optimal from
Maybe not against this team comp just because they have like Aatrox Senna with like healing.
I mean, like with the healing. I mean, your goal as Orion in this team comp should be you find the pick and you burst them immediately. That's the only way you win this fight because over a sustain fight, it seems as if Team Krug should be able to win it with all the healing and sustain from Tom Kench, Senna, Aatrox. So yeah, but the Elder Dragon coming up in 20 seconds. A lot of vision control already over to Team Krugs. We can see that EXT now walking into the dragon area. Slyson might find a really nice flank here. Let's just look at the vision. So we can see the vision from Team Krugs. It looks pretty nice for now, but here comes the play right now. Oh my goodness.
Danielle just...
Yeah, he kind of just throws away whatever lead that Team Krugs possibly could have had. It's a bit of a miscommunication.
And now it's a free reign into like Elder Dragon.
I mean, absolutely, it's a free reign because the jungler's not there. They can possibly hope for a steal with the Senna ultimate, but that's really the only tool you have to steal. And it might come out right now, if even, but it's going to be secured by EXT. We'll see if Team Krugs will be able to wait this one out because EXT doesn't have a Baron to be able to push. There's plenty of wave clear on the side of Team Krugs to actually stop this Baron push. I'm sorry, just stop this regular push. There's no Baron enhanced minion, so...
But I think they risk dying to Elder with like a potential wombo combo from...
Yeah, with a potential wombo combo, and all ultimates are starting to come up. Curb Stomp's Tempered Fate is the only one they're really waiting on to make this wombo combo play. But, a Shockwave onto 1. He's going to be just taking the half health for now. So yeah, that's a lot of damage, honestly. Maybe we're wrong about the Liandry's, because he's kind of like poking them down right now. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so inhibitor power being pushed in right now. They're gonna try to clear away the wave, but they're gonna secure the tower right now. Tom Kench gonna use his Devour, but Denell can't. Oh, he misses his Flag and Drag. Tempered Fate also misses right here. Fisher flashes forward. He's gonna get rooted out. He might get taken down right here. This could be the turn for Team Krugs. This is what they need as Fisher goes golden, but they stun out Slyson. Here comes the call of the miss, but Drakon gonna get taken down. That's the Elder Dragon blast right there. 4 members strong. No, 5 members strong. Excuse me. EXT looking to end this one for now. Daki not able to turn this one for now. Juju Smith-Schuster gonna eat him up, but oh, Daki!
Oh yeah, it was so close. It was almost there.
It was almost there, but you know, Fisher in the end proves his worth as the superior mid laner, finding some really excellent shockwaves this game. Kind of the silent carry, doing a lot in the early game. Really great shockwaves, honestly. It's a wonderfully played game by Fisher. My player of the game for sure. Finding, you know, just these picture perfect ultimates. We can see Curb Stomp with a bit of the troll build at the end. You know, he's pretty sad that he ended up getting...
And Bard also has 5 Sapphire.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Curb Stomp and Reptar, they're sad that their KDAs have been tainted by Daki. I honestly thought that Daki could have...
He's going to save the game there.
Yeah, we possibly could have, but, you know, it just wasn't enough. We have to ask, where did it really go wrong for Team Krugs right there? Because it seemed like they had the scaling comp. They had a lot of things going well for them. So where exactly did their team comp falter? Where did these team fights start going awry for them?
I'd say starting around the dragon. That was it the first, or I think the second Infernal was where it all went wrong? Where at least one team member on the team just ended up like getting caught out, and the fact that even though they had, say, the team fight advantage, like they had the champion advantage, they had the scaling advantage, they still somehow managed to just end up throwing it all away.
Yeah, and I mean, we can take a look at that fight right now as Juju Smith-Schuster. Oh, is this the one where Denell gets caught out? No, it's the Tempered Fate, actually. They find Drakon really early, you know, so Juju Smith-Schuster gets caught out. It's just really disastrous for them because that's the Infernal Soul right there, you know. Even though Daki ends up getting the top lane turret in form and the inhibitor, it's still not enough to stop the strength of the Dragon Soul, you know. They end up taking this Dragon Soul Daki forces the flash from Fissure and takes the Realm Warp out, but it's just really not enough to keep them in this game. This is where things start snowballing out of control for Team Krugs. But honestly, this was a really close game up until that point. We can see that all objectives after that kind of went over to EXT. They kind of just ran over. They found some picks also before the Baron right here. We can take a look at this. If I can, it was this team fight right here. Yeah. We can slow this down. Reptar finds a really excellent ult on the 2 and kind of just wins them the fight.
And your 2 carries are all the way in the back.
Yeah, all the way in the back, being forced away by Mowgli, who, for a sub playing in Diamond Cap, hasn't played in Diamond Cap for a while. I think I remember most recently from Kings of Bear and Plat Cap, and that was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
So it's been a while, and he's still showing that he has enough game sense to be able to play these team fights correctly and ultimately win EXT the game. But we'll go and take a quick break before we go into our last game of the day. It's going to be Sensei Squad versus No Name 5. Put on some music for you guys and we'll be right back. And then right after the Sensei Squad game, we'll give the rest of our tier list, A tier and S tier.
Ash Ketchum strikes again.
Hello and welcome to the GRLCS broadcast. Tonight we welcome you back to our Blessed Owls Week 5 conference, and in our first 2 games today we saw Goliath Esports Armor take down who was at MSG Bears and pick up their first win in GRLCS after at the very end of week robin. Hopefully now in the second half of the round robin, they kind of pick things up and maybe make a run for playoffs. In our second game of the day, we saw the 2 undefeated teams of the Blessed Owl Conference go against each other. EXT versus Team
Crux.
Crux. And it was an absolutely close match up until
It was a
like
slaughter
37th minute of the game. Daki playing insane on Rise, but ultimately Fissure carrying his team to victory. Some really great tempered fates from Curb Stomp as well kind of sealed the deal, and gotten some picks, and ultimately won his team the game. Now we move into our third game of the day. It's our final game of the day. It's going to be No Name 5 versus Sensei Squad. So let's go ahead and introduce the teams, and we'll go ahead and talk about them a little bit. So on the blue side, we have No Name 5, and I'll center this a bit for our viewers. Anything for our viewers right here. This is for you guys, the viewers. All right, so let me direct the camera. All right, so in the top lane we have Castellan Crow 01 on Darius. In the jungle we have Half Korean on Amumu. In the jungle, in the mid lane we have Blue on Nico. In the bot lane we have Tricky and Respect on Caitlyn Morgana.
And on Sensei Squad, we have Virgin Jordan in the top lane. We have Water Bear in the jungle. We have Fiction in the mid lane. We have Boar in the AD carry role. And we have FB Jake in the support role. So, now, coming into this, currently, what is it? Sensei Squad is 2-2,
yes,
I believe?
2-2, and No Name 5 is 1-3.
So let's see if the No Name Squad can take down the prestigious Sensei Squad in this one.
I mean, yeah, and talking about tier list earlier, we rated No Name 5 just a little bit above Sensei Squad. From seeing their game so far, Sensei Squad having a lot of problems with their draft, and we can talk about the draft a little bit, but we're going to take some damage. We see, yet again, JP. I know, I'm going to call it, yeah, I'm going to call out Water Bear specifically, because I know he's the captain of the team. He does the drafts for these teams, for his Sensei Squad. He drafted losing lanes again with an early game jungler, and I remember having this discussion with him many times about how we can't draft losing lanes in an early game jungler. It just doesn't work. It only worked in plat capped with Water Bear because the entire roster was just good enough to just naturally win their lanes in these losing matchups.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, once you really do take a look at it, like, there's just no way Nautilus will ever beat Darius. The best you can hope for is to not get bullied and go even. And jungler wise, I'd honestly hand this one to Water Bear just because he has a Mumu, and just Jarvan I think is just a way better for right now. And mid lane I'd say is kind of even, but the bot lane is where it really starts to fall apart. Caitlyn Morgana is just such a disgusting combo to the point where you don't get poked out, you just get binded, and then it's to the slaughterhouse for you, buddy.
Yeah, Virgin Jordan actually trading really nicely in Castellan Crow. We can see that the entire minion wave has back on that one. But yeah, we have to talk about this Caitlyn Morgana match where Boar nearly dodged that binding. Here comes Water Bear on the backside though. Might try to help out his team. There we go. Bubble's gonna miss for now, but Boar forced back. There's gonna be no follow-up damage for Water Bear right now. But he's gonna go... I have no words. I have no words, honestly. As your this is your team captain right now. What are your words for that gank right there?
I honestly have no words either. I mean, all I can
Wait,
say...
Castellan? What? I mean... Okay, Half Korean's gonna try to pick up the return kill right now. Virgin Jordan has nowhere to go. It's gonna be a 1-for-1. But in the end, Castellan Crow he baited that one so hard that he baited himself into it. And he gets alright, I'm gonna tank all these minions, I'm gonna go low, and then he actually just gets hooked in. He couldn't flash the hook, because if he flashes the hook, then Half Korean could actually win right there with the help of Castellan Crow. The problem is he just doesn't flash the hook, and he just dies for free. That's not really what you want as a Darius in the Nautilus matchup, and this is something we predicted to go ultimately towards Darius's way. We can see that Virgin Jordan actually a whole wave up on CS now, and he's trading really well into the Darius.
They're really trying to make us look bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's the caster curse, It's your first day on the caster, does it? Whatever you say, the opposite happens, We can say that that Boar and FBJ are going to get hard smashed by this Caitlyn Morgana. And there's definitely the possibility that they don't get hard smashed for whatever reason, because they burn double flashes, and JP...
And here comes Water Bear with the potential return.
Yeah, he's walking around the tri-brush, but he's not spotted out right now. Bubble's
now
gonna land.
Summoners,
Here
I
we
think
go.
This is guaranteed.
Yeah, Respect gonna beat the target because he doesn't have the spell shield, or they're gonna go on Tricky, but it's gonna be a 1-for-1 ultimately as they pick up the kill on the Boar. Water Bear's gonna try to finish this one off. He's gonna execute. He's gonna execute. He gives it to FB Jake. Actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So Cassell and Crow. Oh my goodness, this. I feel like we have to take back our words ultimately on this Nautilus top lane pick. I'm a believer now. Look how well he's trading with Cassell and Crow.
I think this is the outlier.
This is the outlier.
This is the outlier. If I get caster cursed, you know, like I get one. I think I get.
You get one.
I get one.
All right, so Cassell and Crow, like, look how much damage he's gonna be able to do. He's just gonna run him down. Has the aftershock proc as well. I don't know if I agree with the aftershock. You don't typically take aftershock in top lane anymore. If you take aftershock, then you take grasp instead, basically.
Well, I don't think he expected to maybe win this lane as hard.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, we didn't even expect him to win this lane this hard, but Virgin Jordan, a very well-versed Nautilus top player. We know that Sensei Squad has played this pick almost every single week since the first time they've played it. So it has not been banned against them yet. So Virgin Jordan. Oh, here comes the Mumu bandage toss on the Fiction. He has the flash available, but doesn't. What?
He cleanses the ignite, but
he cleanses the ignite. Yeah, I was saving it for the ignite, but honestly could have cleansed the initial bandage toss. Yeah. Kind of a little greedy there. Virgin Jordan.
Are we gonna see a solo
We're
kill?
gonna see the Nautilus solo kill right now, possibly. But oh, if he got the spin right there, he probably could have taken down Virgin Jordan. Honestly.
You think he should have flashed for it?
I don't know about flash for it because Virgin Jordan's still like relatively tanky, but he had the bleed stacks. That was my main, like, I was looking at. He has 5 bleed stacks on it. If he gets the spin, that's a lot of damage, and the bleed stacks pretty much reset right there. So could potentially be a lot of damage, but minion wave pushing into him now.
Level 6 and
yeah, here comes the solo kill. This is what we've been waiting for. Virgin Jordan.
Oh, but he doesn't have enough mana. Ooh.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough mana to actually follow up with the flash. It's pretty unfortunate for him. Yeah, sucks for Virgin Jordan. Might have been his opportunity to hard win the matchup, but now Cassell and Crow just gonna get pushed back. So half green's
he
here.
doesn't expect
Yeah,
but he pulls him out of
the
it.
Synergy yet again.
And then Waterbear comes in.
The curse of the sad mummy gonna pick down Virgin Jordan. Here comes the TF Fiction gonna come in and support his jungler. Half Korean gets stunned up, but he might just get away on this one. Not gonna do it. Here comes Blue as the Amumu as well, trying to support his jungler, but ultimately it's a 4-for-4, pretty bloody early game so far. This is exactly what Sensei Squad likes in the early game. Likes a pretty exciting, fun early game. Doesn't like to play things slow. Waterbear does.
Like a very characteristic of like a LPL team.
Yeah, absolutely. And Fiction with the Twisted Fate synergizes really well with that because he can use his destiny to be able to join the fight at a moment's notice. But this is the window right now for No Name 5 to actually kind of make a play as the destiny's not up. Blue can kind of use his wave priority right now to roam to a side lane perhaps and try to make a play. Ooh, that was calculated. Did you see that? The minion just died and immediately got the dredge line. Cassell and Crow gonna trade back now.
I think this might be a solo kill.
This might be right here for the Darius, the solo kill. Virgin Jordan has flash. Cassell and Crow.
And
dunk. Oh, the bleed's gonna get him. The bleed's gonna get him. It doesn't matter how much he's healing right now. The bleed. Wait. Oh my goodness! Virgin Jordan. Insane.
He is cold-blooded, like, calculated killer.
I mean, absolutely. Waterbear's in the top lane as well. He's not sitting on a ward right now, so Cassell and Crow might go down. Fiction getting caught out. Ace in the hole going to come out. Here comes the dredge line along the depths below, and Waterbear going to pick up that kill. The half green, he's just running him down. Look, that was scary, dude. Looking at Amumu just crying tears on you, just running at you. And
now they see Waterbear in the top lane, they immediately move to the Cloud Track.
I mean, desperately trying to grab your cold card to try to create some separation from the Amumu. Even though he doesn't have the bandage toss, he has enough movement speed to be able to run you down. So now, first dragon in the game going to go over to No Name 5 as Waterbear is going to try to trade for the Rift Herald. Doesn't not look like Half Green's going to be able to contest, but with the help of Blue, he possibly could. They're pinging it out right now. They're going to go investigate, but Blue's still on the... I'm sorry, the jungler's still on the bot side of the map. He's going to investigate as the Darius, actually. I want to follow this. Yeah, so Cassell and Crow going to zone him away. But here comes the Nico ultimate. Pop Blossom comes out. Going to be the secure over the Waterbear, but the Ignite is here. He might be able to pick up a kill or two, potentially.
kind of handshake and walk away. I
Yeah,
guess.
I mean, that's all you can do. He popped his full combo, wasn't able to get it, but here comes Half Korean on the board.
Half Korean has Curse of the Sad Mummy, doesn't opt to use it.
Yeah, he opts to just save it for a different skirmish later, knows that Water Bear is going to look to use the Rift Herald before 14 minutes. He's going to try to potentially be on the same side of the map as him. As he's dropping it, look for a team fight, look for the play, and ultimately neutralize that Rift Herald.
So now we're in a little bit of I believe LS calls it a lull state, where nothing really happens. Is there anything you'd want, like any topic, maybe anything on topic, anything off topic you'd like to talk about?
I mean, we can talk a little bit more about the Sensei Squad roster.
We can push a story.
You thought it was the lull state, but here comes Sensei Squad. Sensei Squad has 0 lull states, especially when Mark Hames is no longer shot calling. Here comes the Destiny. Here comes the TP. It's gonna be the Rift Herald drop as well. Another inefficient use of the Rift Herald. They're gonna be dropping at full plays and trying to get this tower, but it's gonna be pretty tanky. And with the assist of the blue coming in, they might be able to wave clear this. Dredgeline not gonna hit, but they have dive tools still available. Waterbear gonna take a lot of damage, but they're gonna be forced back. I mean, this is what we were saying last game. You don't want to draw Rift Herald on a full HP tower because it just gets super tanky. It doesn't really do anything for you.
He's just kind of like getting so much free money now.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to pretty much trade the same thing in the top lane without Rift Herald, and that's just not a great macro play from Sensei Squad.
It really makes you think that the Rift Herald really was like a scam for Sensei Squad.
I mean, yeah, they force the play too hard, in my opinion. They're like, hey guys, we have to use Rift Herald right now. We have to try to get this on the map. They forced the play. I mean, it was a good play, but they didn't have to drop the Rift Herald, basically. Even then, Virgin Jordan committing the TP might have been a little bit much.
Overkill, yeah.
Yeah, because he loses so much in the top lane, but he's going to get Bandage Toss stunned up right now. FB Jake's in the area, going to try to save his top laner. Going to heal him up, and the bubble comes out, but Virgin Jordan going to go down anyway. There's the dunk onto him. They're going to try to run after FB Jake, but not going to find him. Now, Tricky is able to do a lot of damage, and they're going to look for the dive right here. They know the support's not there. Boar's going to flash away, but still going to get stunned up by the Show Shackles. Doesn't matter that he uses the Kaisa ultimate. Doesn't matter for anything. Going to get rooted up and taken down, and that's another kill over the No Name 5.
And here's Water Bear to clean it up, potentially.
He's going to look for the cleanup, but if it has a double Cataclysm, here comes FB Jake finding a knock-up on the 1, and there's the cleanup that Sensei Squad needs to stay in this game.
Just no matter what board did, he couldn't get out of the Morgana ulti.
Yeah,
even with Flash and his ulti.
Yeah, there's nothing he could have done there, honestly. But it looks like Castellan Crow might be able to pick up the first turret of the game, potentially. Even though the Rift Herald was dropped in the bot lane, Water Bear and FBJ going to try to trade that one for now. But looks like Castellan Crow is going to get the first tower. Virgin Jordan. But this is kind of how we expected the Darius Nautilus
matchup. Like, it's how it originally should have been.
Yeah, how it originally should have been, but Virgin Jordan, just the outlier, you know. He's an insane Nautilus player, you know. It's like when you face a Riven one-trick in solo queue, you pick, like, Nara as a counter or something, and then he just smashes you. He's like, I know this matchup. FB Jake forced the flash, Bandage Toss not going to connect. Dragon not coming up for another minute or so things are going to slow down for quite a bit. I don't expect to see too many plays for now, unless Fiction gets caught out here in the mid lane. But, you know, I think now could be the true lull state, potentially. We have about 50 seconds till Dragon spawns. They're going to look for Boar right now, but he has Boars to save himself. Actually, alright, I don't want to start any topic yet because the Dragon's going to spawn 40 seconds. Boar might get dove pretty soon if No Name 5
they don't look like they're going to... Are you talking about the bot lane?
Yeah, they could dive onto Boar right now, honestly. Potentially. Because they moved Castell and Crow down. They're going to get the mid lane priority. Move over to the Dragon 30 seconds. And Boar just all by himself. FB Jake might get caught out as well. Just because he's warding all by himself. Tricky's going to come in. Do some damage, get the turret plating. But doesn't look... here's the dive. This is what we were talking about. Here's this dive. Castell Crow comes in. Here's the apprehend. Gonna take one. Destiny comes in, try to save the kill. They're gonna get the gold card.
Killer Instincts into the Nico ultimate.
Yeah, pretty interesting right here. Fiction gonna almost get the dunked right there. Darius passive. Gonna be enough. Gonna be the secondary dunk right there. Shut down onto the Caitlyn. He's gonna flash forward, apprehend him back. Beautifully played by Castell and Crow, honestly. He's gonna get Dredgeline potentially just taken down right here. Yeah, I mean he deserves that, you know. He kind of stepped a little bit too far. eats another dredge line this game, but ultimately, tempo completely goes over the No Name 5. Their jungler is still up to be able to take this second dragon of the game. Pretty unfortunate for Sensei Squad, and a lot of farm gets eaten away into the tower. Now that's a 30 CS lead for Tricky.
Good call on the on holding off on the topic. There really is no lull state, and once again, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon gonna be secured by half green. He has the smite. Virgin Jordan is not gonna get rooted up as well. He's gonna try to buy some time. FBJ getting zoned away by the support of No Name 5 as well. That's gonna be the first kill, and now Soul Shackles onto FBJ. Here comes Fiction though. Binding come out soon. There's a double bubble onto the clone and Morgana. They're gonna leave respect. That's cold right there. Okay, he gets out. It's still pretty cold, honestly. Leave your support like that. That kind of hurts. He was trying to set up the play for No Name 5 and gets no credit for it, honestly.
Just like every support in general, just really unappreciated.
Yeah, really unappreciated. I wish the Pigs Might Fly guys would appreciate me a little bit more, you know. Carrying them through the season despite playing like a tenth of the games as everybody else in solo queue. Yeah, more on that later in the split as we reach the end of playoffs. But we are not talking about the Platinum Division right now. We are talking about the Diamond Division as Fiction looks to take the mid tower, bot lane tower taken for Sensei Squad. Castellan Crow crashing a huge wave right there. If he can actually chunk out Virgin Jordan, then Virgin Jordan loses so much of this farm. And actually might lose this tower potentially as another wave comes in. Fiction doesn't have the Destiny, but can still roam up towards the top lane right now. A lot of members of Sensei Squad also joining the top lane. I can hear their comms right now. I can hear Virgin Jordan say, "Hey guys, I'm getting pushed in this turret. Can I get some help?" And the rest of the Sensei Squad says, "Say less, fam." And they all start running down towards the top lane. We can see like 3 members don't need to be there. There's no Darius there anymore.
And no one's holding down bot tower, so that's just gone for free.
Yeah, they lose the bot tower. I guess they rotate over for the Rift Herald. They're gonna try to trade that.
Maybe?
Might be a net win for Sensei Squad, provided they do get the Rift Herald, but they haven't started it yet. They're going to ping it out. Half Koreans on the top side of the map. Blue's getting a ton of mid lane priority right now as the bot lane of No Name 5 rotates up. Now, through the mid lane will be where we're watching right now. They're running out of time, however. Blue's going to pick up this blue buff. They're going to spot them out on the Rift Herald, and now the bot lane's rotating up. Virgin Jordan has TP available. Might get a really good flank off. Going to TP in really early. Now, we can see that No Name 5 wisely disengaging, but here they come. Curse of Sad Mummy on the 2. Now, they're looking for more. Rift Herald has been secured already by Water Bear. Now, beautiful Floss Blossom. Yeah, honestly, well played by Blue. They're going to look for more. That's a beautiful
Darius Tops Ghost.
Yeah, he's going for more. Gonna get stunned up though. Still has the Ghost. Tricky's gonna flash forward, take down Boar. Now they're looking for more. They didn't get the Rift Herald, but they ultimately won the fight, and a lot of momentum swings in their favor.
And Sensei Squad, they really started the Rift Herald really late, giving No Name 5 like the time to start.
Whoa. Fiction taking a lot of damage from the Caitlyn combo. But yeah, ultimately, Sensei Squad starting the objective solely allowed the bot lane of No Name 5 to rotate up and actually join the fight. And they could actually win the fight off of that. So for first mid lane turret for No Name 5 in this game, we can see that Fiction's on his way. Oh, never mind. That's Tricky. Tricky's gonna clear the way. Fiction all the way back to base. Now things are gonna. This is lull state. We don't have any objective spotting for 2 minutes. Now, the topic I wanted to talk about is the Sensei Squad roster. So you know all these guys very personally as a Sensei Squad organization member as yourself. Don't give away too much, but, how do you think their mental is going into the later half of the split? And do you expect them to perform well? So yeah, let's start with that.
Personally, how I would, compare them to is that I know Water Bear very well out of all of them, because the rest of them are very new to the organization. And Water Bear is very decorated. 3 times platinum, not 3 times, 4 times actually. No, it is 3 times. I'm sorry.
I think it's 3 times. Because it was
spring, summer splash, and fall.
In fall, yeah.
Okay, so 3 times decorated, but that's in platinum. Here in diamond, you're the new kid on the block. So I guess you can't really expect yourself to just start winning off the bat. You gotta get your butt handed to you, and this is kind of this is your beginning. Right? Yeah. This is the narrative we're pushing. This is like a sports anime. You know?
Sports anime. Yeah.
Yeah, you get all your new teammates together.
Yeah.
You kind of like struggle, like in your first real game, and like, in fact, like the team mentality or like
Yeah, just a second as the team fight breaks out, a 4-man Cataclysm and the Pop Blossom
Nico
comes
hits
out.
nobody.
Now Destiny on the back side. Now not going to find anything. Ace in the hole going to come out as well. And this fight is looking pretty good for the Sensei squad so far. Half Korea now looking for Fiction.
Now here comes Darius.
Yeah, Castellan Crow might turn this one around. He has the flash available. Flash Apprehend could do it on the Water Bear, but they're going to opt to back away for now. Half Korean still up. They're going to start up the Mountain Dragon. They know that Boar is not up. They're not going to opt for a team fight right now, it doesn't look like. Water Bear pushing in the mid lane instead. Has the Rift Herald available. They might just push that in. Did he lose Rift Herald? Oh no, he just dropped it. Okay, I was like, he has the sweeping lens for quite some time. But they're going to push that in. Trade away the Dragon. This is going to be a 20-minute soul threatened by No Name 5. Now Water Bear and Fiction going to run out of the area. Going to get another Rift Herald charge, but not going to be able to follow up on that.
And back to the narrative.
So they're sports anime.
They're sports team. They're the main character sports team in an anime.
Yeah, I mean,
they're still in the beginning. They're the solo kill.
Yeah.
So it's very likely that like I'd say their teamwork and like their relations don't exactly match up. Baron started here.
Yeah. All right, we have to talk about this bear now. We have to put the sports anime on hold. As much as I want to talk about Sensei Squad and the sports anime, but they're pushing in right now. Baron has been started. It's about 6k health.
Water Bear is down.
Yeah, Water Bear isn't here going to be able to contest. We can see that Respect is trying to zone away the members of Sensei Squad. Tidal Wave not going to steal. It's going to be secured by Castellan Crow. Now, there's this team fight. Team fight's not going to break out. It's just going to be the Baron secure over to No Name 5, and this is actually pretty big for them in terms of tempo, in terms of making sure that they push forward with the game and transition their lead into this later game. Now this is the part where Water Bear starts to fall off a little bit as the Jarvan. He kind of just becomes a CC bot. Doesn't do too much damage at this point. Could still threaten the backline of No Name 5, but with the Morgana spell shield, ideally you should be able to protect at least one of your carries, and you would want to protect Tricky at this point. He's really strong, has the Rapid Fire Cannon and the Storm Razor building into third item right now. I want to say it's going to be like like Infinity Edge or something? Storm Razor? No, here it's
Infinity Edge, yeah.
Yeah, probably Infinity Edge. That's the standard Caitlyn build right there, but they're pushing in 5 members strong into the mid lane right now, and Sensei Squad's in a little bit of trouble. Ace in the hole gonna come out really early, chunk out Born, but FBJ gonna heal up all the damage. In their tower being threatened right now by No Name 5. They're gonna be able to get this one for a lot of free. Yeah, it's gonna be completely free. They push in another one. Twin Showers are here. They might look for it right now. Fiction uses his gold card already. They're gonna clear out the wave. They're waiting for the next wave to come in. Now, Amumu is here. He wasn't there before, but they find the binding and the apprehend. Oh. Water Bear's in trouble. Gonna use the flag and drag to get out of half Korean. Looking for the play right now. Pop off on the backside. Gonna root up Virgin Jordan. He's gonna get taken down after getting rooted by an excellent binding. Now they're gonna push forward for more. Raspek still full health. They could look for this dive potentially on this next wave. They know it's a 5v4 doing a lot of damage, but they might just opt to rotate up towards the top lane instead. They know that blue wants to back. Yeah, they're just going to go ahead and take the free pick and just kind of run with it. They lose a lot of tempo that way. Yeah, I don't see a plus for them at all. They lose just all the tempo.
Well, I guess so. I think they should have gone for a 4-1? I think with Darius off in the side lane, being able to beat out Nautilus, and you kind of just take it slow. Like Water Bear, he kind of got really greedy because he walked up to smite the empowered cannon minion, and then he got binded and then killed. But somehow, Team No Name didn't really do anything with it. They just wanted to reset.
I mean, Team No Name now pushing in the top lane. They're looking for this inner turret, trying to just like even out the map. Playing a very, I like to call this the OCD style. You know, you take all the outer turrets, you take all the inner turrets, then you go for the inhibitor turrets.
It's like a tower sale. Everything must go.
Yeah, everything must go, and then eventually you take all the inhibitors, take the Nexus as well. But more on that later. Potentially No Name 5 could get that OCD style. There's just that bottom lane turret remaining there. Looks like Blue's actually gonna push that out. Yeah, they're paying it out. Yeah, they're going to grab that last inner turret. And this is really wise for them to play towards the bot side of the map right now because Dragon spawns in 50 seconds. And this would be soul for No Name 5. They desperately need to get this in order to win these team fights really hard. If you get a Mountain Soul Amumu. That's absolutely insane, honestly. Like, nobody's going to be able to kill Amumu, especially because he's building full tank and not any damage, really. So it's going to be really difficult for Sensei Squad to be able to even get through the Amumu, which is not a standard meta jungler, but it's working out really well for half Korean in this match.
Mm-hmm. And here we have Dragon 20 seconds. Let's see, how does the vision seem like?
All right, so Vision. We have to stop. This is too dangerous right now. Flag and drag already. So a lot of the vision we can see goes over to No Name 5, but they're gonna find the root on the water bear. 3-man Curse of the Sad Mummy. Half Korean's insane. Water bear on the backside finds a 2-man Cataclysm, but Blue gonna pop Blossom and get him way out of that. Water bear gonna get taken down. A root and a stun onto Virgin Jordan. He's gonna try to clean this one up on the Blue, but a double kill already for Tricky. Now Ace and Lowell gonna come out onto FB Jake, not gonna finish off the kill. Now Fiction's on the side, looking for the steal, potentially onto Mountain Dragon. He is making the desperation play right now, but Stellan Crow warding for him, knows that he could potentially get the apprehend. Now he's going to use the blast gun and get away. No chance of a steal, and this will be the Mountain Soul pickup for No Name 5.
Honestly, that was a really...
Okay, just 1 second. Fiction has to get caught out first. You
have to watch Fiction die,
Yeah,
right?
we have to watch Fiction die. Okay, alright, go ahead.
That was honestly a really close team fight in terms of mechanic, because we saw half Korean flash ult in, but Water Bear prevented the follow-up by cataclysming 3. He cataclysmed Nico, Caitlyn, and Morgana, and he prevented Nico ulti from just absolutely dominating the entire team fight. But Darius, he's just so fed, and he ends up killing Boar that like the fight just swings entirely in No Name's favor.
Yeah, I mean, No Name 5 just playing them. You have to give props to Half Korean for finding that insane engage, like forcing the Cataclysm onto the two members. It's not like it wasn't gonna go on to them anyway, but like forced Waterbear in a really bad spot. And he ended up getting taken down really early that fight just because of being in such a bad spot. It's really surprising that we don't see Waterbear have a stopwatch at this point. It would have been really pivotal if he could buy a stopwatch and use it in that fight. But opts for more of this supportive build. Has the Knight's Vow for Boar, who is not doing too hot this game, honestly. They're gonna try to catch out Castellan Crow here. They find two-man apprehend. This might be the fight that they need. Boar gonna go low. The Darius Bleed gonna take him down. That's a shutdown onto Castellan Crow. They're kiting back. Now, the rest of No Name 5 are going to turn onto the Baron pretty soon. Castellan Crow doesn't have TP, but Boar will be there a little bit before him, if even. They're going to need to start up this Baron now, and they're going to need to do it quickly. Now, Respect going forward. He's going to use the Shoal Shackles onto Fiction. The spell, the stun going to go on the Tricky, so no follow-up damage for now. But the Ace Null comes out, Respect in a bad spot, but doesn't matter as Tricky flashes forward and finishes off the kill on the Fiction. Now, they're looking for Virgin Jordan. Finding misses, but I don't think it's going to matter. He's going to get gunned down by Tricky, and Trinity's actually
almost.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage so far. Going to get the slow onto Water Bear as well.
Water Bear goes down.
Ooh, yeah, that's a beautiful chain CC, honestly. And now this is for sure their Baron. I mean, they have two options here. They go towards the top lane and grabs the inhibitor, or they go for the Baron. I say the top lane inhibitor, honestly. They're winning a lot of these fights really hard. They don't really need to force the Baron and force the fight, because ideally you could get the inhibitor and then
you can just go back to Baron.
Yeah, or you could reset first and then do the Baron, because they're really strong right now. 4 dragons, that's the Mountain of Soul for them. They should be able to win every single team fight, ideally, unless Sensei Squad just plays out of their minds. But I think this game is all ADC difference. You can see that it's a 3-item Caitlyn, 11 and 2, versus the 2-item Kaisa, sitting on Ginsu's Mirror Mana. Yeah, Mirror Mana. So like, not the greatest thing. He's building Nashers right now. I don't know if this is exactly what he needs to get back in the game, and then they just don't have a reliable carry, really. Not reliable DPS on the side of Sensei Squad. It's just a really bad draft from them.
Yeah. It's very unreliable, because it's more or less about outplaying your opponents and kind of just hoping that the enemy team really rolls over and kind of lets you win, just by like not being able to bully you in lane and letting you get your items. Fortunately, you're playing in Diamond, so it's not really gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. You have to expect that your opponents are gonna be about equal level as you, especially if they're pretty much equal in the stand. They were only 1 loss below Sensei Squad. Sensei Squad, keep in mind, is 2 and 2. The No Names of 1 and 3. So they just didn't. I feel like there's just no respect in this draft. No respect, if you will. But now Castell and Crow gonna push in the top lane. Virgin Jordan could get solo killed here potentially.
I think he's a little bit too tanky.
Yeah, I mean, like he's gonna pop the ghost really early, but gonna pressure this turret really hard. No, I fully believe that solo kill could come through because nobody's gonna touch that top lane. But Half Green can find the root onto Water Bear, but the Flagging Dragon gonna save him. Stun goes on to 2 members. Tricky gonna back
Boar is
off
almost dead.
Yeah, I mean, Spell Shield saved him completely for that. They're going to move towards the top lane turret as well. Inhibitor going to go down, surely to follow. Now, that's 2 inhibitors over to No Name 5, and they're looking for the end right now. Looking for the first Nexus turret. Redemption comes out to heal up Castell and Crow. Sensei Squad has to make a play right now. Water Bear is looking for it. You can see him posturing, looking for the backline, but he's not finding anything right now. If Half Korean had landed that bandage toss, Sensei Squad would have lost immediately. Now, they're playing off of the top wave. That Fiction's kind of clearing right now, but that's 3 cannons. They've grabbed the first Nexus turret already, and they're looking for more. Virgin Jordan takes a lot of poke damage, but here comes the
Water
play.
Bears engaged.
Yeah, that's 3
man people.
Cataclysm, but Bot Blossom doesn't land on anybody. Board's going to get taken out immediately at the beginning of the fight. Flash forward by Fiction, but that's not what he needed right there. Goes Golden, gets stunned up. Tricky's going to take him out, and that's going to be an ace almost for No Name 5. 2 members of Sensei Squad remaining, trying to save their KDAs, but it does not matter in the end as their ultimate match score is going to be tainted. As Water Bear falls, the Nexus will fall, and Sensei Squad moves to 2 and 3 in the standings, and No Name 5 ties himself up. What an action-packed game, honestly. We had the classic Sensei Squad early game of Water Bear just constantly trying to make plays. They forced a lot of early plays, made a lot of macro mistakes. Boar just fell behind a ton compared to the Caitlyn Morgana.
A little bit of outdrafting themselves as well.
Yeah, I think they ultimately outdrafted themselves, but I believe this one was a 2-0. So even if they fixed their draft in the next game, I believe this was game 1, then they just got 2-0, dude. It was a clean 2-0 by the No Name 5.
Yes, where we used to say a clean 2-0 by the Sensei Squad, it's now a clean 2-0 by No Name 5.
Yeah, clean 2-0 by No Name 5. So now that we finished our broadcast, we can move on to the rest of our tier list. So we have A tier and S tier to go. So No Name 5. Did we go over B tier yet? I think No Name 5, we put them B tier.
Above Sensei Squad.
Above Sensei Squad. So they belong in B tier. So A tier, what do you say? Team Krugs, who just lost to EXT.
Yeah.
I mean, they looked really good. I mean, I feel like EXT Team Krugs are just like right there with each other. I want to see if it was a 2-1, potentially. Let's see. It was a 2-1. So honestly, I think they belong in the same tier. So do you think EXT is
it's like they belong in S minus, or like EXT is like A plus?
Yeah, I would say they're both A tier. Maybe EXT is A plus, but so maybe Team Krugs and Gecko Slammer Armageddon.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, yeah. Who is this? Taylol. So yeah, we have to keep in mind that Mowgli is a sub jungler for EXT, even though it was 2-0 win. So maybe we should set EXT a little bit above Team Krugs, but I don't know if they belong in the same tier as Return of the Middlesticks, honestly. I don't know if you've seen any Return of the Middlesticks, but they're smashing absolutely everybody in the group. It's a 2-0 every single time. It's like 20-minute victories against some of these teams. It's I think they're in their tier of their own. So maybe we'll say
Return of the Middlesticks S plus.
Yeah, I mean, Return of the Middlesticks S plus, and then Gecko Slammer Armageddon EXT maybe on the same level. Because they've really only lost to Return of the Middlesticks. I mean, Gecko Slammer Armageddon has players like Rito Torchic.
Yeah.
They don't have Inox anymore. They have who's a GSM Shiny Bidoof, Thomas Arata, formerly known as ABC Town, formerly known as GSM Shaco or whatever. I don't know his many names, but he's Shiny Bidoof the split. Who's their top lane as well? They have General Vici, so they have some really good players, honestly.
They have some well-known players in Diamond Cap.
I think okay, yeah, let's Sean's correcting me right now. Let me go through and correct myself. So, Return of the Middlesticks 2-1 against GSM. Return of the Middlesticks 2-0 against Dog with Hat Gang. Return of the Middlesticks 2-1 against Perp and Black. What? All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Immediately, We're just gonna pretend we never said S plus.
Yeah, we never said S plus. They're let's say they're S tier, but I think they're alone at S tier really. I don't know if EXT is really on that level with them.
Okay.
So let's say S tier, Return of the Middlesticks Diamond, EXT and GSM I would say are on the same level.
Okay.
And then so that means Team Krugs maybe at a B plus tier.
B plus,
yeah,
A minus.
B plus tier.
Okay.
So Dog with Hacking is solid B tier. No Name 5 B tier as well. So let's review real quick. So from the bottom up, so we have
Remember what we did with D tier?
I mean, Purp and Black took a game off Return of the Middlesticks. We have to give them some credit, right?
So what, D plus?
So wait, we put who do we put D plus? We put Live Esports Armored D plus.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Purp and Black D tier, Live Esports Armored D plus. MSU JV
C minus.
We put them C tier because they took a lot of games off the better teams. So we put them kind of C tier along with Peter Time as C tier and George and Gromp. Now C plus tier we put Sensei Squad Diamond. Then B tier we put solidly Dog with Hat Gang, No Name 5. B plus tier is Team Krugs.
And then
A tier is
EXT,
GSM, and then S tier is Return of the Middlesticks. I mean, I feel like that's a pretty fair power rankings for Diamond. It's not completely the standings.
We don't play in that conference, so we're not biased.
Yeah, we're not biased, you know. But whenever I was doing the Plat the Plat division power rankings, there was a little bit of bias there. Just a little
Putting
bit.
yourself in A tier, huh?
I mean, I fully believe that Pigs Might Fly is an A tier team. I rate us below Final Boss, so if we would lose against Final Boss, I'm not saying that we're gonna lose, but if we were to lose against Final Boss, then it'd be like, oh, that's expected. You know, they're S tier team, A tier team.
So that mean if Sensei Squad Plat loses the Final Boss, are we just solidly A tier now?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you guys still probably both belong in S tier, but maybe a Final Boss is a little bit above you. But this week you guys play Final Boss, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, so highlighting the rest of the matchups for this week on Platinum Lunari, we have Return of the Middlesticks versus White Knights, Goliath Esports Lions versus Kings of Baron, and Cosmic Flow versus S Team. Pretty exciting matchup between Goliath Esports Lions and Kings of Baron. This is these teams are both towards the middle of the standings. Goliath Esports Lions looking to secure that playoff spot in their conference and kind of setting themselves above all this mesh of GSM, Kings of Baron, Return of the Mosher, I want to say. I don't know. So
Revenge of the Mosher?
Revenge of the Mosher, Return of the Middlesticks, kind of like that mesh of the middle teams. Yeah, so in Platinum Solari, though, we have Cake, Clap and Patty Cake versus Sam's Kids, Pig versus Vision Gang. That I gotta tell you, it's a pretty exciting game to watch. If you guys can tune in for that one, I don't know who's who's play-by-play casting that day, but they'll have some fun with that. Because Vision Gang is a scrappy team, and Pig like to play scrappy that series. I'll be honest. So now, and then the last game is going to be GMB versus Final Boss. And then next week we'll have, probably game of the week is going to be Sensei Squad Final Boss if Water Bear can turn in the post-match form. And then we can finally get, a match of the week. It's been 2 weeks since we've had a match of the week for the Solari conference. So hopefully if you can get that post-match form in, then we can do it.
Keep your fingers crossed.
But talking ahead at the Sensei Squad Final Boss matchup, since we have you here, I can do a little bit of a pseudo interview. So is it true you're not playing this week against Final Boss?
Okay. So the story goes is that these his teammates, Water Bear wanted to set up the game today, and that was like literally right after you like asked me to cast for you. Okay. And like I literally said that, and he was like, and he kind of got like he was like, it was like the worst timing. But then they decided they really wanted to see me cast, and they even they wanted to see me cast so bad that they just said like, we'll literally just try and find a sub for you. So like, just go ahead. Like it literally doesn't matter.
So did they already play the series?
But that's the thing. Even though they wanted to sub me out, they didn't even schedule the game today. Like they're either looking at like Friday or Saturday.
Okay, so it's yet to be scheduled, but you'll be on the roster, you think, for against Final Boss. So playing against Final Boss, what So let me think of the bot lane matchup. I have no idea who's on the bot lane. I can actually pull that up right now. Bot lane, final boss. Let's see.
Is it up? I think it's up. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Bot lane final boss is I think his name is Robert Plant. I want to say it's Robert Plant. Yeah. So have you kept an eye on final boss at all? I was like, have you scouted this team at all? Basically, we'll start with that.
Not at all. Scouting, that's that's not really my job. My job is to just sit there and press buttons.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, Dylan Rue's on this team, right?
I've played against
you're
him.
familiar with
Yeah.
Dylan Rue. He's played Platinum Captain in the past. He was on the OGR squad that took second to Sensei squad
Oh, that brings
in
back memories.
in spring finals of 2019. So are you excited to play against Dylan Rue again? It's been a while since you've seen him last in Platinum Capped.
To be honest, I guess it's really good to have like familiar names back, you know?
Yeah.
Even though like there's a bunch of new people this split, it's really nice to have returning players, people that you know, people that you've like played against. It's like you have like a kinship with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a nice rivalry, you know, and especially now that that I'm on another team and I have Pigs Might Fly rivalry against a Sensei squad. Since I'll tell you, since the last time we met in week 2, Pigs Might Fly has gone exponentially better. I think we can make a very deep run in the playoffs potentially. You know, X-Craze insane ADC players starting to actually play the game.
Hey, don't Caster's cursed it now.
You know, I'll casters curse my team all I want. I gotta boost my team. You know, Smooths and Rembones, best mid jungle duo in the league.
Oh no.
Way better than U.S. Secret Cervix and Midnight Slushy at this point. Our top laner is really solid as well. OG the Arbiter. So I think that we could make a pretty solid run in the playoffs. I think that we do at least secure a playoff spot and potentially get to the semis. That's my prediction right now. But looking at final boss, they're 5-0 right now, just like you guys. So you guys are both undefeated going into this week, and you'll have to protect your undefeated record against them. And in the past, in the later weeks of GRLCS, we can see that Sensei Squad has kind of faltered a little bit in terms of having a clean undefeated split. Last split against Resonant Nostalgia, you saw, the Sensei Squad lost 2-1 against Resonant Nostalgia. So now it's kind of nearing the back half of the split. Does that worry you at all? Does the Sensei Squad nightly bring up any memories or anything?
Oh man, yeah, it really does bring up so many memories. But I'm not worried. Like it's happened twice now. Like first in spring and now in fall. You know, if you can survive 2 times, then you'll get over it.
You'll get over it. Yeah. So you don't need an undefeated split, really. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. Well, we might throw away like a series.
Yeah, I mean it's like Cloud9, you know. Cloud9, just, they could have gone 18-0, but they opted to limit test. With the Shen pick earlier, a few weeks ago. So very excited for this matchup. But honestly, what's your prediction for the series? Is it a clean 2-0 by the SQD, or is it a 2-1 in favor of Sensei Squad, or even do you think final boss takes it?
Let's go for a 2-1, just because I'm being generous.
Being generous to final boss. I mean, so I was looking at their schedule. They're 5-0, just like you guys, but they haven't played any of the top
like
teams.
Pigs or like.
Actually, I think they played Clap and Patty Cake.
Have they?
Yeah, I think. Well, we can take a look real quick. So
they got a bye that week.
Yeah, they have a bye. Vision Gang 2-1. Oklahomies 2-1. Get Money Boys.
I haven't played. They've not played.
Yeah, they haven't played Clap and Patty Cake or Pigs. Yeah, I think they play. Wait, when did they?
Huh?
Oh yeah, they play them week 9. So Clap and Patty Cake. So they haven't played Clap and Patty Cake or Pigs yet. Who are arguably the teams that are fighting for them with the playoff spots, along with Sensei Squad. So do you discredit, or is their 5-0 undefeated so far? Is it less significant in any way just because they haven't played against any of these top teams in the Solari Conference?
I do think a little bit. I would say that if that the fact that they have gone 5-0, but it's not against like the other, I guess you could say, good teams.
Mm.
It discredits them slightly. Like I would say that it doesn't make them equal to us, but maybe it would put them like good enough, like slightly below us, like good enough to beat like the other teams.
Yeah, beat the other teams potentially, but you know, I don't think that either Clap and Patty Cake or Pigs has dropped any series against any of the lower teams as well. So I
Yeah.
feel like we're all right up there with each other. Maybe Sensei Squad's a little bit above
Mhm.
us because they've played both Clap and Patty Cake and Pig, and they've 2-1 against Pig and 2-0 against Clap and Patty
Yeah.
Cake. So we'll have to see how this matchup goes later this week. It's a very exciting game of the week. I'm glad that I had this opportunity to do a on the spot interview with Jonathan Dow, Boosted Asian. So we'll be signing off tonight. This was the Blessed Isles Blessed Isles, yeah. This was the Blessed Isles Conference. I apologize for those of you, again, who thought this was the Shadow Isles. It's very much the Blessed Isles. Very exciting games today, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Platinum Lunari Conference. And the first game of the day tomorrow is going to be, let's see. Yeah, Return of the Millsticks versus White Knights. So it'll be a very exciting time. I believe it'll be Vid and Rexco Dragon on the cast. Or is it me? I think I asked for the day off. I usually ask for Thursdays off, so it's probably not going to be me. But this has been Darren Markhame's win here with Jonathan Boosted Asian Dow, and we will see you tomorrow for the Platinum Capped Lunari stream.